face, so don't say it at all, ho. Cause I'm really the shit. I don't smoke, I levitate, meditate. I'm high as the sky and shit. LV's on my face, I don't see the hate. I'm perfect timing it. Anything I want in this world, it's mine. Cause I'm the A, not the B, the one, not the two. And when I'm in the city, I show them how I do. Everywhere I go, I'm winning. Everywhere I go, I'm winning. Everywhere I go, I'm never stopping cause I'm always on go. Left, right with it, side to side with it. If you get money every day, they hands high with it. Everywhere I go, I'm winning. Everywhere I go, I'm winning. Everywhere I go, I'm never stopping cause I'm always on go. I'm blood in the ring, I'm always winning. Got so much money, I'm always spinning. Baby girl, you know that niggas ain't broke. You know he ain't winning, he hate. I grind to 448. You can see it all on my face. Perfect timing it. Anything I want in this world, it's mine. Cause I'm the A, not the B, the one, not the two. And when I'm in the city, I show them how I do. Everywhere I go, I'm winning. Everywhere I go, I'm winning. Everywhere I go, I'm never stopping cause I'm always on go. Left, right with it, side to side with it. If you get money every day, they hands high with it. Everywhere I go, I'm winning. Everywhere I go, I'm winning. Everywhere I go, I'm never stopping cause I'm always on go. You know what time it is? Go ahead, back it up, drop it down, do that real nice. You the baddest bitch in here, top 10, go ahead, live your life. Getting money, hair done, nails did, you ain't gotta ask twice. Yeah, that's fucking right, cause you the A, not the B, the one, not the two. And when you in the city, tell them what you do. Everywhere I go, I'm winning. Everywhere I go, I'm winning. Everywhere I go, I'm never stopping cause I'm always on go. Left, right with it, side to side with it. If you get money every day, they hands high with it. Everywhere I go, I'm winning. Everywhere I go, I'm winning. Everywhere I go, I'm never stopping cause I'm always on go.
Bitch, I'm big B, rolling through the streets in a 10 speed. Money on my mind, give a fuck about what a bitch think. I can't waste my time with a nigga that's not like me. Gotta bust me down in them Cubans, keep me icy. Let's go, 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 go. Let's go, let's go, 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 go. Let's go, 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 go. Let's go, let's go, 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 go. Bad bitch, she gon' get her money back tenfold. Bitches call me sis, I ain't your motherfucking kinfolk. Kill that pussy, got him acting like a nympho. Fucking to that new Boston Richie, how that shit go? Bitch, I'm big B, rolling through the streets in a 10 speed. Money on my mind, give a fuck about what a bitch think. I can't waste my time with a nigga that's not like me. Gotta bust me down in them Cubans, keep me icy. Let's go, 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 go. Let's go, let's go, 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 go. Let's go, 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 go. Let's go, let's go, 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 go. If he your main nigga, he must be my side hoe. Ice cold around my neck, this ain't cryo. Body right, model type, she got that lipo. Pussy so good, turn a nigga to a psycho. Bitch, I'm big B, rolling through the streets in a 10 speed. Money on my mind, give a fuck about what a bitch think. I can't waste my time with a nigga that's not like me. Gotta bust me down in them Cubans, keep me icy.
Don't know how this man keeps getting into trouble for real, because it's just it really honestly doesn't make any sense why he's getting into so much damn trouble. He just got out of jail, but you'll see what I mean in just a moment. So give me just a second here. I hope the number lock is on.
And then the smoke got me.
Mystical pleads. Oh, that's too big. Give me a second. Where the hell is it? All right, there it is. Let me make that a little smaller so y'all can see this dude. He done grown a very big ass beard. I don't know. Maybe he's Muslim now. I don't know. God dang it! Every damn time. Give me a second here. I gotta get the damn thing up so y'all can see it. I'm so irritated with this. Alright, there we go. There it is. There it is. There it is. Alright, so Mystical pleads guilty to third-degree rape, sentencing in June. This man don't learn, does he? He just got out of jail. I don't know how this man doesn't stay out of jail. Maybe he's a career criminal now, because I just can't. I just don't get it. I really don't. But let me tell you about it now. So, let's talk about him, because this one is not one of those stories where we would dance around it or try to separate the artist from what's actually happening. Mystical's real name, Michael Tyler, has now pled guilty to rape in a Louisiana courtroom. Not accused, not allegedly in this moment. He stood in court and said guilty. This case goes back to 2022 when a woman went to the hospital reporting she had been essayed. Authorities said she had visible injuries and identified Mystical as the person responsible. I met that dude one time. All I wanted to do was shake his damn hand. That dude grabbed the shit out of me and hugged the hell out of me. Golly. Now, originally, this case was way more serious. He was facing first-degree rape charges, which could have meant life in prison. But instead, he took a plea deal and pleaded guilty to the third-degree rape, which lowers the charge, but does not erase what happened. And now, he's facing up to 20 years behind bars. Dude, I thought the last time was 20 years. You're not very smart. I see this now. This is not new behavior. Mystical already served time back in the early 2000s for SA. Exactly. He is a registered sex offender. So we're not talking about a one-time situation or misunderstanding. If you grew up when I grew up, you knew this motherfucker went to jail for some stupid shit. We are talking about a pattern, and I need to say this clearly because too many people get weird when it's somebody they used to listen to. Talent does not cancel accountability. I can't even listen to his music anymore because of this ignorant ass shit he did. I could have forgiven him the first time. Maybe he understood what he had did and stayed the fuck out of prison. But no. This motherfucker is habitual. He is a habitual line stepper. Fuck him. Hits do not erase harm, and nostalgia will have people out here defending things they would never tolerate from somebody else. Because if this was a regular man, no fame, no records, no history in music, he is not that damn famous. Nobody would be hesitating to call it what it is. I'm calling it what it is because everybody knew what the hell he went to jail for the first damn time. Now, the court is going to decide how much time he's actually going to serve after a pre-sentence investigation. But the biggest piece is already done. He admitted it. So now this is no longer about if. It's about consequences. And honestly, at some point, we have to stop being surprised when patterns repeat and start asking why they are being excused in the first place. I don't know what to tell you. The man don't understand. He is a habitual line stepper. This dude got out of jail, and I swear it wasn't even that long after he got into trouble again. I swear maybe he likes, maybe that's his home. I don't know, because maybe, people find ways to find shelter. Maybe he just decided his freedom really wasn't all that big. I don't know, but that's it for him. Give me a second. I told you, as always, it's a struggle. I'm going to go ahead and switch to my commercial. If you like what I'm doing, if you don't like what I'm doing, and you have some recommendations, hit me up in my comments. I would really appreciate it if you liked, shared, just get my word out, because honestly, they done already bastardized woke. I'm at least trying to get black woke out. So check my commercial. I'll be right back.
It's just me and the fam. It's just me and the fam. It's just me
me and the fam. It's just me and the fam. Yeah, it's just me and the fam. See my little tay, that's my girl, that's my man. Ones go for hours and some hours till we pass out. Inside the house, turned up with the racks out. Stay inside the house, turn.
I swear at this point, give me a second. Alright, there it is. Again, too big. Give me just a moment. Always a struggle. Always a goddamn struggle. Why is it 103? Nobody would ever pick that number. Nobody would pick that damn number. 103? Fuck. Anyways, I hope you can see this one. Let me bring this up a little bit. Shit. Okay, too damn big. Alright. Okay. So, bring it back. Alright. Black lawmakers suggest Governor Pritzker jeopardize support with black voters in a potential 2028 presidential run. Now, I heard a lot about what was going on with the people out there in Chicago and that area. Honestly, I'm side-eyeing it because it looks like damn near everybody had APAC funding right behind their asses. But, you know, it's not my state, so what can I say? But it's good to see a black woman in the position. It's good to see that. Now let's get into some political mess because, baby, the tension is tensioning. Illinois Governor J.B. Pritzker is catching heat from the... Lord have mercy. Let me turn that up a little. There we go. From the Congressional Black Caucus, and not the warm kind. We're talking side eyes, folded arms, and we'll remember this energy. So here's what happened. Pritzker decided to back his lieutenant governor, Juliana Stratton, in a Senate primary. Cool, right? Except that decision helped take down another black candidate, Congresswoman Robin Kelly, who is a part of the CBC. And the CBC said, oh, you thought we wouldn't notice? Not only did he endorse Stratton, he dropped $5 million into her campaign. $5 million. That ain't support. That's I need you to win at all cost energy. Now here's where it gets interesting. The CBC isn't really mad at Stratton. They're mad at him. Because from their perspective, you wouldn't get to benefit from black political support and then turn around and pick favorites in ways that weaken black representation. And let's be real, if Pritzker is even thinking about running for president in 2028, he's gonna need black voters. Real talk, he really is. Cause we already saw what happens when motherfuckers ain't paying attention. I think we've learned our lessons now, please. And anyways, the CBC is basically said, you gon' have to explain yourself. Now, Stratton herself, she's staying classy. She's proud of the support. She's talking about raising wages, protecting rights, creating jobs, all the things politicians are supposed to say. And she's expected to win. Hey, Garther. Hey, Joker. I be forgetting stuff. And she's expected to win, but the issue just isn't about one race. It's about power, influence, and who gets backed when it counts. Because black voters aren't just a nice to have in elections. We are foundation. That is so damn true. I'm telling you right now. And when people start moving funny with that, trust gets real shaky real quick. So yeah, money talks, but black voters, we remember. Dude, man, don't overstep yourself, because I'm not dealing with another damn weirdo from the other side. Damn it. It's really kind of fucked up, because originally Republicans were, for the black folks. Now they done been bastardized, blasphemized, whatever. Anyways, we gonna keep going, because this shit is getting stupider now. Lord have mercy. Give me just a moment so I can set it up. You'll see in just a moment what I mean. Alright, why the hell now when I don't want it to be big, all of a sudden the shit is big? How the hell does that work? Damn it. Go back. Go back. You bastards. Y'all wrong for this shit? So wrong. I wasn't trying to do that. Or that. That's just ignorant as hell. God dang. Anyways, I got it set up. I'll be right back. This is ridiculous.
Emotional content.
Alright, so Haitian immigrant woman found dead at bus stop days after release from ICE. Now her family demands justice. I wouldn't put it past them that her health probably was more in my news than they have usually been. So, forewarning. This one sits heavy. A Haitian woman named Daffy Michelle came to the United States looking for safety. Like so many others, she was trying to build a better life. Instead, her story ended at a bus stop. Now let's walk through this carefully. Daffy was dealing with mental health struggles. She got caught up in minor charges, misdemeanors, and spent almost 6 months in jail waiting for a mental health evaluation. 6 months for something that should have been handled way faster. Her hearing got delayed 7 times. 7. Eventually the charges were dropped, case dismissed. So at that point you would think, okay, she can finally move forward, right? No. ICE steps in. They put her in an alternative detention program, slap an ankle monitor on her, and release her. 4 days later, she's found unresponsive at a bus shelter. No pulse. Emergency crews tried everything. Narcan, CPR, defibrillator. Nothing worked. Doctors later said cardiac arrest. But here's the part that has everybody asking questions. What happened in those 4 days? Because even her own attorney said that's the part nobody can explain. Her brother didn't even know until a doctor called asking if he knew someone with her name. Imagine getting that call. And then ICE gets an alert that her ankle monitor was removed. But by then, she was already gone. This woman came here believing this country respected people, believing she could find care, safety, and dignity. I really believe we need to just go ahead and do a PSA for everybody who's thinking about coming here. Because I'm sick and tired of them thinking this shit is about to be, Gilmore Girls and all that other shit. They love talking about the Gilmore Girls. I've never seen that damn show. And because of international influence, I will never watch that fucker. Damn, people always talking about the Gilmore Girls. I know you're learning English from the shit, but give me a break. Life is not like that. I have never had a Gilmore moment. Anyways, she was already gone. Instead, she got delays, detention, and confusion. And now her family is left with grief and questions that nobody seems to have an answer to. That's a tragedy and a system failure. This is just fucked up. I really don't know what the hell to tell her. She just hit some bad luck. I don't know what she got into to be in jail that long, but I'm so sorry for you. Because as soon as you have anything on you, it seems, them bastards is coming for you just for a fucking excuse. And they got that's the thing that kills me. They got fucking more shit on them than we do. And yet, they sitting up there acting like they're the police. Give me a break. So, this next one, yeah, I'm just going to have to fix this. It's all going to have to be fixed. When I want the shit to be the size, it never is the size. But when I don't give a shit, then, anyways, let's begin. Because I swear, it just irritates me.
You shouldn't have been talking shit.
All right, let's talk, we can't win a war. We can't win in a war we ignore, all right? So we really got to talk for real. In less than a year, black people have experienced the erosion of more than 60 years of civil rights era victories. And I'm still trying to figure out how the fuck they keep getting away with this bullshit. Everything they do is illegal, in my opinion. Alright, so let's talk real for a second, because there's this narrative floating around that we're seeing right now, and it's just politics being messy, just a cycle, just something that'll pass. Nope. That's a dangerous lie. What we're actually watching is coordinated across education, politics, media, jobs, everywhere. You're seeing pressure applied in ways that specifically hit black communities. And it's not subtle. voter rolls getting purged, protection against discrimination getting weaker, black professionals losing jobs under anti-DEI rollbacks, hundreds of thousands, especially black women. And somehow they still try to spin it like it's about merit. Please. If merit was the standard, a lot of these systems would have collapsed a long time ago. Let's be honest. Then you've got history being scrubbed. That's the shit that just got me pissed the fuck off. Good grief. Lessons disappearing. Teachers getting nervous about what they can say in classrooms because once you erase history, they control the narrative. Real talk. And once you got the narrative, you control how people understand themselves, and that is the real danger. Because a disconnected people is easier to control. And now add in over-policing, immigration crackdowns, and this constant feeling of being watched, monitored, and pushed, and it starts to feel less like democracy and more like containment. And I'm going to say this plainly. Black people have been warning about this for generations. Now suddenly everybody else is starting to notice. But here's the difference. We don't have the luxury of pretending this is temporary. So the real question becomes, what are we doing about it? Because history shows us one thing very clearly. Nothing changes just because time passes. It changes when people organize, build, move with intention. That's where we are right now. Real talk, in my opinion, I call for segregation myself. I call for segregation. We need it. I'm sorry to say, but we do. We do need segregation. You can kiss my ass if you're upset about that, but that's the truth. Now, as for if not, then we need to do another mass exodus. I mean, I just realized how fucking cold it is in Toronto, but maybe we really just need to bounce. Cause they already, the fucking Heritage Foundation is already talking shit about how they want to make it harder for women to get jobs, which means they have to depend on men if you got a man, or your father if you have a father. You just screwed if not, apparently. So yeah, that's how I feel. Maybe we just need to do a fucking exodus, and if that's the case, then I'm gonna help, because honestly, I don't know what else to tell y'all. These motherfuckers are really, they trying to close everybody in. Women still get them back barefoot and pregnant, and then us, they probably trying to get us in the fields. Fuck you. I don't give a shit if I'm on the streets. You can miss me with that. We will never take your quote unquote black jobs. All right, moving on, because I'm serious. They keep fucking around. They gonna fuck around and find out. For real, for real. Oh, Lord. This shit right here. I'm so sick of this shit. But, this next story, I don't know. Take it as you want. I didn't know where to put it. I'm not really sure if it's a fuck around and find out, but it is a something. So you tell me. Okay, so how the Black January 6th pipe bomb suspect's new motion could backfire on Drumpf. If it's gonna cause him pain, I'm for it. Look, I'll be petty, because this motherfucker is causing my hair to prematurely turn white. I'm still waiting for the gray. Could you please trick me? My hair ain't even trying to trick me at this point. I don't want my hair doing the president move. You know what the hell happened to Barack? He had black hair. This motherfucker is straight up white now. White hair. Anyways, so Drumpf decided to hand out pardons to over 1,200 January 6th rioters. Not a few, not a handout. Over 1,000. Basically saying, yeah, y'all good. Now, fast forward. There's a man, Brian Jerome Cole Jr., accused of planning pipe bombs near the Capitol the night before January 6th. Serious charges. We talking up to 20 years if convicted. But here's where it gets messy. His legal team is now, give me a second, the damn thing. Okay, his legal team is now arguing that Drumpf's pardon applies to him too. Oh, no, they ain't. Because the wording of that pardon was so broad, so sweeping, that it covered anyone involved in events in, at or near the Capitol around that time. And legally, how the hell did they find him so long? Why did it take so long for them to catch this motherfucker? Or to at least tell us about this motherfucker? Is it because he's black? I don't know. Anyways, and legally, they might actually have a point. Let that sit for a second, because when you start making emotional, political decisions instead of precise ones, you create loopholes, big ones. And now the system has to deal with the consequences. So what was meant to protect one group might end up helping someone facing completely different charges. And that's the problem with chaos leadership. There's no foresight, no structure, just vibes and damage control later. Meanwhile, the rest of the country has to sit here and untangle the mess. So now the question becomes, seriously, because I don't know what else to say, how far does that pardon really go? Because if it stretches further than intended, this won't be the last case we see like this. And I don't know what to say. These motherfuckers, seriously, I don't know what to say. Did y'all hear that this fucking war might actually hit domestic land? And then they saying this dumbass can then use that to halt the midterms. Oh my God. I hope this dude is not trying to play fucking chess. Not 3D chess, chess. Because this shit is ridiculous. Seriously, it is. But anyways, if shit gets darker, let me get this up here so I can set it up for y'all. Because the shit is still going to get darker. How the hell that's not the right... Yeah, this is the right story. Alright. Because I'm not sure how the hell these motherfuckers get this shit. When you start taking people's time and you wrong, it pisses me off. It really does. So, y'all check this out.
Emotional content.
New York black man spent 19 years in prison for a $550 robbery he didn't commit. Seriously? $550. You serious? I mean, it's a lot of money, but it's not enough for 20 fucking years of someone's life. That's overkill. Was there no one to help this man? Shit, I hate when they get away with this bullshit. For real. It is really disgusting. No joke. So, a black man named Kenneth Windley just got his freedom back after losing nearly 20 years of his life for a robbery he did not commit. And what kicked this whole nightmare off? A damn stove. Back in 2005, Kenneth bought a stove for his mother using a money order. Problem was that money order had been stolen during a robbery in Brooklyn. Kenneth said from day one he didn't rob anybody. He said he bought the money order cheap from some people who lied to him and told him it was legal and legit. If they telling you that... somebody tell me, this only happens... It does, but somebody tell me, please. Been offered to buy a money order. I've been offered food stamps for cash, but I've never seen someone try to get you a money order. Why ain't they using the money order? Sir, you had very bad decision making skills, and that might have gotten your ass in jail. Shit, they wanted to fuck with you and teach you a lesson for being stupid. Boy. Anyways, oh my God, that was just dumb as hell. Let's see here now. He said from day one he didn't. It's legit. And honestly, the way folks hustle discounted stuff every day, that part is not hard to believe. Maybe, but I would still ask you, if anybody is telling you that trying to sell you a money order, that is cash. That's the thing my mama taught me. My mama taught me money orders is cash. That is what that is. Food stamps is cash. Oh, Lord have mercy. Horrible decision making right here. But instead of investigators doing the work of separating the person who used stolen property from the actual violent robbers, the system did what it often does with black men. It rushed, it guessed, and it locked somebody up. The victim, an elderly man named Gerald Ross, had been attacked after leaving the bank. He was choked and robbed of money orders meant for his rent. Weeks later, he identified Windley Kenneth, what the fuck? Kenneth was arrested, went to trial, and told his side, still got convicted. In 2007, they hit him with 20 years to life because of prior convictions. Sir, you just always in the wrong group, aren't you? That means the system looked at a black man with a record and basically said, good enough for us. And that is the part folks need to sit with. Because once the machine decides you look like that kind of person who could have done it, suddenly evidence becomes optional and truth becomes negotiable. I'm going to tell you real talk. The first time this motherfucker caused the case, I promise you he should have kept his nose clean. He should have left everything alone. When somebody actually offered him to a deal like that, he should have walked his ass away, okay? A stove is not that damn serious. Shit. We could get a microwave. Anyways, the victim, and I already said that. Okay, here we go. Now here's the twist that should have happened years ago. A friend and a private investigator got the real robbers to confess. Not vague rumors, not jailhouse gossip. I want to know how the hell y'all got them to confess. Because shit, I have yet to understand someone who is actually willing to actually say 20 years, that means you're still alive, which means you still have to, you still can pay. What the hell did they do to get these motherfuckers to admit it? That's the thing that got me nosy. Anyways, let me see here now. Let's see. And this is the part that folks need to sit with because, let's see. I said that. Actual sworn statements. The real men admitted they did it, and Kenneth had nothing to do with the robbery. So now after 2 decades stolen from him, that's a whole life and for some people, a judge threw out the conviction and dismissed the case. And Kenneth walked out basically saying, well, they corrected it so I'm good. Baby, that kind of grace is beyond me. Because I would have needed more than seafood on my first day out. I need peace, a lawsuit, and everybody who touched that case looking real nervous. Because you cannot give somebody back 20 years with a shrug and a courthouse smile. Hell no. You better give me some money. You better find me a place to live. You better have me a job set up. I mean a good one with benefits. Because this shit right here is just a receipt of damage. Motherfucker. But he's stupid as hell for what he did as well. It's sad that they stole that from him. But he is stupid as hell for letting that shit go like that. God dang, man. You just can't make this shit up. Why? I'm never going to understand it. I'm just like, why would you actually sit your ass up there and buy a money order? It's money. Why ain't they using it? Something's wrong. I'm just saying. All right. So this next story is telling you something. And shit like this gets me nervous. Lauren Victoria Burke, MAGA allies plan to steal 2026 midterms. Now let's get into this next story because the MAGA mess factory apparently never closes. A group of pro-Drumpf activists are reportedly circulating a draft executive order claiming that China interfered in the 2020 election. And let me say this as clearly as possible. There is no evidence for that claim. None. Zero. Dry well. Empty plate, just conspiracy fumes and audacity. But the point of this draft order isn't really truth. The point is power. According to the reporting, the idea is to use this bogus claim as a reason to declare a national emergency and grab more control over the U.S. election system. Which is funny in that deeply unserious, dangerous way because the Constitution leaves election administration largely to the states. That is not some tiny detail. That is a whole setup. Okay? So, once again, we've got people mad they lost an election in 2020, still trying to reverse engineer a fantasy where they were robbed. 15 people in one state. I heard it on the news yesterday. 15 people out of a fucking million. That's how many they found fraud. 15. 1-5. Oh, Lord, have mercy. Anyways, let me see here now. Drumpf lost by more than 7 million votes. That happened. It is not a rumor. It is not up for remixing or discussion. And remember, all that lying about the 2020 election already cost Fox News $787.5 million in the Dominion defamation settlement. That is not oops. That is your lie was so big it came with an invoice. These motherfuckers trying, and I don't understand it, because don't you know if you try to blame some more people, they can sue you? I'm very sure China can sue us. And we ain't got that much money, because this motherfucker turning around talking about we gonna need hundreds of billions of dollars to make more weapons for a fucking war we didn't start. I wish the fucking military would just say, no. You do have a choice, motherfuckers. This is illegal. This is an illegal war. Why are y'all still fucking with it? What makes this story even more serious is that it points to something bigger heading into the 2026 midterms. There's growing anxiety that all this noise about fraud and emergency powers is really about setting the stage to challenge, stall, or tamper with future election outcomes. If Republicans start seeing losses on the horizon, you damn well know you gonna see some damn losses. You ignorant bastards think we stupid. Fuck. And let's be real, when people start talking about saving democracy, quote unquote, by grabbing control of the elections, they are usually trying to save their own power, not your vote. That is why black folks need to keep our eyes open, and please don't sit up there and say, well, both people are evil. Did you ever think that maybe God gave certain people the intelligence or the skills to get in certain positions? Not because someone behind them is evil or something. Because I can't stand this shit. Motherfuckers be like, I'm not going to get on a plane because God didn't give us wings. Did you ever think that the people that made the planes maybe were given that intelligence from God? I'm not going to take this vaccine. Did you ever think maybe that doctor has the intelligence to make the vaccine because God gave it to him? Did you ever wonder that shit? I'm just asking. Asking for a friend. Really. Anyways. So no, this is not just eccentric right-wing fan fiction. This is a warning sign, and y'all motherfuckers apparently don't take signs very well, because when people cannot win fair, they start looking for ways to make fair optional. And that should scare everybody who still believes a ballot ought to count more than a tantrum. Please do. Because this dumbass motherfucker, I am surprised no one... Mother Nature, where the fuck are you, please? Shit. That's all I got to say. So let's go ahead and move on to the next story. I'm just saying, these motherfuckers get me so tired. Alright, Tuskegee men's basketball coach, Benji... I said that right, I think. Taylor preparing lawsuit against Morehouse, 2 officers after viral incident. Benji Taylor was handcuffed following a post-game incident involving Morehouse basketball players and Tuskegee players. The SIAC ultimately fined Morehouse an undisclosed amount over the incident. Let's figure this shit out. I mean, this ride in the cars, buses, trains, all technology. That's what I'm saying. And then motherfuckers start saying, that's not a God. Well, you know, God gave us intelligence too. Did you ever consider that shit? Oh, they get on my damn nerves with that shit. You gonna fuck around and find out the worst way, and people gonna end up missing your ass in the worst way as well. And I'm not trying to scare people, but seriously, to keep y'all asses here, maybe you should listen to us sometimes, huh? I don't know why the hell the Legionnaire, I told y'all the Legionnaire is in New York. That kills. Just saying. I've talked to several doctors about this shit. Anyways. Oh, by the way, I've also gone to the fertility clinic and all that stuff. I've got a bank that I thought I had a donor that's out there. So I'm going back. I got a bank. I got a plan. 2 more weeks on these vitamins to see if I can actually carry. Just letting y'all know. Back to this mess. Alright, so Tuskegee men basketball coach Benji Taylor is planning legal action against Morehouse College and 2 police officers after he was escorted off the court in handcuffs during an incident he says he was actually trying to calm down. And let me tell you something. Seeing a black coach in cuffs on court in front of players and family and everybody else over a situation he says was trying to de-escalate, that image alone is enough to set folks off. According to Taylor, the problem started after Morehouse football players joined a handshake line with the basketball team. He said they were yelling obscenities and creating a dangerous situation, and he was asking officers to enforce conference-mandated security protocols. Now, if that is true, then what we have here is a man trying to restore order and somehow ending up treated like the threat. That is a familiar American story, isn't it? But is this the case? That's the question. Everything's allegedly, so that's up in the air. We need to be neutral for the moment. We can get pissed off and start bitching after we figure it out. All right. You speak up, you ask for rules to be followed, and somehow the spotlight flips onto you like you're the problem. Suddenly the person calling for structure gets handled like a criminal while the real chaos keeps breathing freely. The footage shows Taylor getting cuffed and led out of the gym. He later said he was heartbroken not just for himself, but his players, his family, and the Tuskegee community who had to watch that happen in real time. And honestly, that part matters, because when you publicly degrade a black leader in front of his team, that is not just an arrest moment. That's a message. It affects the players. It affects morale. It affects how institutions are seen. They're going to start calling you ghetto, even though they don't seem to understand. We didn't make that word. It didn't come from us. Now, the SIAC fined Morehouse over the incident, though the amount was not disclosed. Morehouse president is now pushing back on the process, saying the school wasn't even given enough input during the investigation. So clearly, even on their end, this whole thing is still messy. But Coach Taylor has now brought in serious civil rights attorneys, as he is expected to announce the lawsuit formally. And he should. Because if a black coach cannot even advocate for safety without ending up in handcuffs, then somebody needs to answer some very direct questions. And preferably without the usual performance of, we take this seriously, followed by absolutely nothing. I hate that shit. You got to be on their ass, irritate the fuck out of them, and they still don't understand. I deserve justice too. Okay, good. I wanted to ask about how Tuesday went. Girl, I thought it was Tuesday. Come to find out it was today. I went there today. I have to get a genetic test. I have an account and I can see the donors and their faces and stuff. And I can see I got to find out what some of the stuff they might be carriers of. Because I don't need that to give to my kids. I really don't. So let's move on, because this next one might shake you up. I'm just like, damn. Let me fix it again, so y'all understand when you see this one, because this one's a trip too. I hate that. Stop it. Stop it. God dang it. Just stop it. Anyways. Yeah, girl, I was confused. I was so confused, and then someone canceled my other appointment, and the original appointment that I did have on Tuesday, I kind of was helping a friend, so I missed it. It's all over the place. That's how weeks go. That's how my week goes too. Damn. Alright, so here we go with this next one. This is kind of messed up, but I have some good news later on. And honestly, there's more business news in tonight than anything. Business news, black news you can use. Anyways, the violent acts in a house of worship are rare but deadly. Here's what the data shows. This is terrifying, but we need to know if it's going to happen. Gosh, Lee. Because I have heard about some people doing some stupid stuff over there. This is heavy, but it's important. A recent incident at Temple Israel in West Bloomfield, Michigan, brought fresh attention to a painful reality in this country. Even houses of worship are not safe from violence. A man drove into the temple armed with a rifle, and security officers pew-pewed and unalived him before anyone was seriously hurt. Thank God for the security team, because that could have become another mass casualty story real fast. Now, researchers who track violence at houses of worship, why would you? Well, I guess it's needed. I ain't gonna even lie. Houses of worship have been sounding the alarm for years. This data, covering 2000 through 2024, found 379 incidents and 487 deaths at religious sites. Damn! I didn't even know it went that far. and community centers in the United States. Think about that. These are supposed to be places of peace, prayer, refuge, community. Instead, now also have to think about armed security, entry points, parking lots, and emergency response plans. Man, forget that. Now you got to sit up there and wonder how you going to fit a bulletproof vest under your Sunday best. If you worship on Sunday. I worship on Saturday. Sorry for that. Anyways, no, actually I'm not. And the numbers tell an ugly truth as well. Firearms were involved in about 7 out of 10 of these incidents and accounted for 3/4 of the death. Handguns were most common, but semi-automatic rifles, while used less often, were far deadlier per attack. That is America in one statistic right there. I hate that word too. I got a lot of words I don't like. Easy access, devastating outcomes, and a whole lot of grieving families left holding memorial programs. The research also found that most of these killings did not even happen deep inside sanctuaries like people imagine. Over 70% happened outside in parking lots, courtyards, and on steps. That means the danger is often hitting people as they arrive, gather, or leave. I don't know about y'all, but I usually see people in the church because I used to go to Sunday school as well. So we really didn't hang out in the front. But man, when you got out, whoo, these people did not know how to go home. Anyways, and while the Christian church is made up most deadly incidents simply because there are more of them, the data also show disproportionate risk of minority faith communities, including Jewish and Muslim congregations and Sikh temples. So, no, this is not just one religion. This is about how violence in America spills into every sacred space it can find. Ain't that the damn truth? And let me just say this. The fact that researchers even need a database for murders at houses of worship is bleak. That's why I was trying to figure that shit out. It's bleak as hell, but shit, I didn't know that there was a study for that shit. It's amazing what you find out. You learn something new every day. You do. Okay. Nobody should have to worship while wondering where the exits are, who is armed, or whether somebody is in a crisis is about to turn the sanctuary into a crime scene. People go to church, mosque, synagogue, temple, and gurdwara. I don't know what that is, but please excuse me for it if I said it wrong. Looking for spiritual covering, not active, drills. Yet here we are again. And until this country gets serious about prevention, security, and the deadly role force multipliers play in these attacks, folks are going to keep praying with one eye on heaven and the other on the door. And I feel that is very uncomfortable because I am not trying to be I am definitely not trying to be a chameleon, because I think they're about one of the only, a few of the only ones that eyes be going in several directions, and it's creepy as hell to see. We're not gonna halt. We're gonna keep moving because, like I said, it's a long night and we got a lot of shit to get through. I think we're moving kind of well, but let's check this next story. Here we go. I knew it was gonna do that. All right, y'all. So we might just have some problems, okay? Because, like I said, the Hispanic people, they was getting it. Even the American-born ones, because they look like the other ones, the non-naturalized ones. So, guess what's going to happen for us? Because Haitians are next, apparently. Alright, so, we'd best prepare now for the coming black ice storm. The argument being made is that expanded ICE power combined with anti-immigrant policy and profit-driven detention creates a real danger for black communities, especially black immigrants and Haitians. And once you really think that through, it gets ugly real fast. The concern is simple. If ICE agents are allowed to operate with broad authority while looking for undocumented immigrants and Haitians become a major target group, then every black person becomes more vulnerable to being stopped, questioned, detained, or mistaken for somebody they are not. And we know how mistakes go in this country. So we can't even pretend we can't speak English. God dang. They can cost you hours, days, money, trauma, jobs, legal fees, or your damn life. Haitians in particular are being highlighted because they are black, often speak in accents familiar across the diaspora, and can be visually indistinguishable from black Americans whose families have been here for generations. So, if racial profiling enters the equation, U.S. citizenship is not exactly the magical shield some people pretend it is. And then people wondering why I'm scared to go places without my hair in an afro or something. Or without my hair in braids, or without my hair out. Shit. I guess my hair gotta be out now. Anyways, that's no joke about people, but seriously, a few people, they got distinctive hairstyles and stuff. I'm just saying. Anyways, let me check on this as well. Black Americans and families. History already disproved the fantasy. Black people have been profiled while driving, walking, shopping, breathing, waiting, existing, minding our own business since forever. So the idea that immigration enforcement could spill over onto black citizens is not some wild paranoid theory. If it fits a very old American pattern. Then add the profit motive. Oh, Lord, you already know. I'm telling you right now, we just need a mass exodus or segregation. That's what we fucking need, because this is ridiculous. We need our own fucking state by our fucking selves. Shit, we don't even need a state. Just give us half of a fucking state and leave us the fuck alone. Shit. Alright, because this is getting ridiculous. Alright, so because the tension in this country is not just policy, it's business. I've never seen greed get this disgusting before. Because the private prison corporations, transport contractors, service and vendors, all of them make money when bodies get swept into the system. More raids means more detainees. More detainees mean more contracts. More contracts means somebody on Wall Street smiles while families fall apart. That is so sick. That is what happens. That is what makes this so sinister. You're not just dealing with prejudice, you're dealing with an industry that gets paid when fear becomes infrastructure. I really need these people to stop this. Come on now. So what is the response? And when is Iran going to get their ass over here and start finding our leader, huh? According to the piece, not panic, preparation. Neighborhood alert systems, community rapid response. I gotta go buy a whistle now. Local organizing, knowing your rights, watching what sheriff, prosecutors, and mayors do in your area, because local officials often decide how aggressively federal enforcement is allowed to move. If I disappear, my phone is burning up. Okay, I understand, girl. So this part is important because people love to act like politics only matters every 4 years when the presidency is on TV. No, ma'am. No, sir. Local power matters a lot. And for black folks, this is really about pattern recognition. We have to read danger early in this country for generations. So when you see profiling, deportation policy, detention expansion, and profit all moving in the same direction, you do not wait around for polite confirmation. You organize before the storm hits your block. I need to go get a whistle. For real. Fuck that shit. I don't need that shit. And there's a lot of Haitian people here. For real, for real. And I'm not saying that they need to go. They really don't. I'm saying we all gonna get swept up in that bullshit because people know there's a lot of Haitian people over here. That's all I'm saying. Shit. Alright. Let's keep it moving. Because I'm telling you right now, we gonna get this night done. And we ain't gonna be here all damn night either. This one's gonna hurt. Because it's fucked up. It's been 6 years. I can't believe it's been that long. 6 years after Breonna Taylor's unaliving, Drumpf admin quietly gets rid of the law that could have saved her life. See, this is why I do this shit. Because quietly is the key word. You dirty bastards. I really can't stand these motherfuckers.
Stop it!
Exactly. I'm so sick of these motherfuckers. They get on my last nerves with this. Okay, so let me get this straight. Just days before the anniversary of Breonna Taylor's death, the Drumpf administration quietly decides to bring back broader use of no-knock warrants. Yeah, that same policy. The one that got a black woman unalived in her own home. Now, according to the memo, they're calling it common sense policing and saying it helps officer safety. Common sense? Let's talk about what common sense actually looked like in 2020, because we was losing people left and right. Shit. Police busted into Breonna Taylor's house, give me a second, apartment in the middle of the night without announcing themselves. Her boyfriend thought it was a home invasion because that's exactly what it looked like and fired one shot. Police responded with 32 bullets. That is fucked up and overkill. Breonna died in her own hallway. No convictions for her death. But now we're bringing back the same tactic like history doesn't exist. And that's what makes this so dangerous, because no-knock warrants don't just increase risk for suspects, they increase risk for everybody inside the home. Children, family, neighbors, anybody who thinks someone is breaking in reacts like a human would, and they would try to protect themselves. Even the data backs that up. Between 2010 and 2016, at least 81 civilians and 9 officers died during these raids. So this isn't theory. This is documented danger. But instead of learning from that, we're seeing a rollback of reforms that came directly from the tragedy. And let me say this clearly. When policies that disproportionately harm black people get reintroduced without even acknowledging the harm, man, these motherfuckers get on my nerves. They get on my nerves. That is not oversight. It's disregard, because Breonna Taylor's name should have been enough to make sure this never came back. Instead, here we are again. These motherfuckers. Exactly, girl. I don't know what the hell to tell you, but I knew I had to tell this story because this is fucking ridiculous. And we moving on, because this one right here is actually a little bit better. This should have been fuck around and find out, but it's here and it's good news. So thank God for this one at least, because guess what? We got some, I think I already did it. I said that they were terrorizing. Yeah, this was the terrorism. So now we're into the fuck around and find out portion. So we're gonna play some games, and we're gonna play some prize, and we're gonna win some stupid ass prizes. They were supposed to be in the terrorist part. The people that are terrorizing black people, yeah, the ICE and this story was supposed to be there. I totally forgot. Ran straight out my head. But anyways, here we go.
I don't want the second, I want this. I'm all in my head, swear I'm a red. I've been moving like a hot mess.
All right. Sorry, let me move the story. It's always a struggle with this shit. There we go. Ah, boy. Let me see if I can pick this one up. I'm telling you right now, every damn time. No, not that one. Loose this one up. Alright. Let me just get down here, because, fuck, it's always a struggle. Hope this one works. Oh, really? You're just not gonna let me move it at all, really? Let me pull it out then. There we go. Now let me put it back. Pause, by the way. Pause. Alright. So, federal judge halts Kennedy vaccine with policy overhaul. Thank God we're safe. Because these bastards get on my motherfucking nerves with this bullshit. So let's shift gears, because this one is a small win, but a necessary one. A federal judge just blocked efforts by Robert F. Kennedy Jr., or Wormhead if you will, to overhaul national vaccine policy. And the reason is simple. He didn't follow the science or the law. Now, the court said his agency likely violated Administration Procedure Act. That's basically the rule book for how government decisions are supposed to be made. Methodically, transparently, and based on evidence, you stupid bastards. Get on my goddamn nerves with this bullshit. At least this is a win for us. A federal judge, let's see here now. Now the court said blah, 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 blah. Okay. Not vibes, not conspiracy podcast, not I did my own research at 2 a.m. Actual science. And what the judge found is that instead of following those procedures, the agency stacked a key vaccine advisory panel with people who weren't even qualified or were openly anti-vaccine. So now you've got people making national health decisions who won't even believe in the tools they're supposed to be evaluating. That's like hiring somebody who hates airplanes to design the flight safety protocols, you dumb bit. Ooh, where is it? Where is it? Oh, Lord, where is it? I need it. Oh, Lord, have mercy. I can't with these bastards. I cannot. Anyways, make it make sense. Because of this ruling, all those decisions are now paused. The advisory panel frozen. New appointments on hold. Thank God. And public health groups are saying this is a big deal because trust in the system only works when people believe decisions are based on real evidence. I told y'all I was following the child one, the child prevention one. Yeah, I was going to follow their asses. I don't care if I'm not a child. I'm trying to have one. We both can have the same shit. I don't mind. Fuck. If I got to get, if they're going to try to bring Legionnaire and measles back, I'd rather colic. Anyways. Let's see here now. And health groups are saying this is, yeah, okay. Now let's bring it home. Black communities were hit hard during COVID. We're talking about disproportionate infection rates, higher hospitalization, and way higher ICU admission for black children. So when science gets ignored, it's not just an abstract policy. And you know it got fucked up because he was there. Again, he was in charge. Whew. That damn orangutan. Abstract policy issues. It hits us directly, harder and faster, motherfuckers. And more often. And yeah, this ruling matters because when it comes to public health, we don't need guesswork. We need facts, and apparently sometimes we need a judge to remind people of that. Because that dumbass ain't even got a home brain, and y'all gonna literally have him in charge of our health? Oh my God, y'all stupid as hell. Moving on, because y'all need y'all asses whooped. Crockett blasts Drumpf attack on Venezuela with Epstein comparison. Those are totally two different fucking things. How the hell are you going to compare those motherfuckers? We really have some stupid ass people out there in the damn charge. Whew, I told y'all we need segregation or a mass exodus. My next episode will come out this week, hopefully, if I get my notes done in time. Whew. Now this is how you speak in a hearing. Congresswoman Jasmine Crockett stepped up and basically said, y'all logic ain't logical. She was calling out the Drumpf administration over military actions in Venezuela, specifically questioning the idea that the U.S. can just bomb another country, capture its leader, and call it public safety. We cannot. I don't understand why we're still doing it. Because according to the narrative, this was about stopping drugs, but Crockett said, not so fast. She pointed out there's no real evidence backing the claim publicly, and critics, including international observers, are saying this looks more like a power move tied to oil and influence than anything else. This motherfucker is a bully. I don't know what y'all talking about. He's an ignorant fucking bully that actually belongs in the fucking redneck area. And then she did what needed to be done. She flipped the perspective. She asked her colleagues, how would you feel if another country said they had a warrant and decided to come bomb America and grab somebody? And whoo, that silence must have been loud, because suddenly the logic hit the same when you put it on your own doorstep. Please come get that fucker. Please. I invite you to come into my country that my ancestors were born in and come get this jackass, because he shouldn't be in office. Come get him and all his fucking people. Come get him, because they decided to do this shit. None of us decided this shit. She even brought up the double standards around accountability, basically saying, if we're going to justify actions based on alleged crimes, then the rules better apply across the board, not just when it's convenient. And that's the part people don't like to deal with. Consistency. Because you apply the same standard to everybody, a lot of these justifications start to fall apart real quick. And now add in reports that these operations have already resulted in over 150 deaths. And you've got a situation where people are asking serious questions about legality, morality, and motive. Because if it's not about safety and it's not about evidence, then what exactly is it about? Crockett said it plainly. Power and profit. I am so disgusted with this country. I really am. And if motherfuckers want to say if you don't like it, leave, I would if I had the money. But then again, y'all motherfuckers curtailed that too. Shit, I would have found some kind of way to get my mama out of this bitch. Really. In other news that might make you smile, hope so. Representative Summer Lee moves to impeach alien bitch Bondi. You know that bitch from Aliens? The one with the mouth? The mama? Yeah, alien bitch. Because that forehead is huge and But will she succeed? I hope she does. This is the second time someone's asking for her to go the fuck away. Really. This is an idiot. I don't understand. She's a fucking idiot that sounds like a fucking Ebenezer Scrooge fucking movie waiting to happen. So Congresswoman Summer Lee, that's a nice name, officially launched efforts to impeach Attorney General Bondi, and this whole thing is centered around one word: accountability. Now the main issue here, the handling of the Epstein files. And let's be real, anytime Epstein's name comes up, people immediately start asking, who knew what? And why are we not seeing everything? Because I swear to God, I think about everybody on this planet should know these motherfuckers trying to hide something. If you don't, you might want to go get yourself checked for mental lapses. Because, yeah, this ain't going to work. So, according to Lee, the bitch Bondi has not been fully transparent and may have even ignored subpoenas and defied oversight requirements, and that's serious because the Attorney General is supposed to enforce the law, not play hide and seek with it. There are also allegations of perjury and abuse of power, which, if proven, are absolutely grounds for impeachment. But here's the reality check. Even though the articles have been introduced, the chances of this actually going through, slim. Because impeachment isn't about being right. It's about numbers. And these bitches don't seem to understand that the fucking person in charge of them, that these Democrats need to do something. I'm so sick of these Democrats. I am too, girl. I'm so sick of this shit. And the Republicans need a fucking backbone. Because all he's doing is killing y'all chances. I don't think y'all seem to understand. And you setting yourselves up for fucking jail too. Pulling all this shit for this ugly ass orangutan. Shit. He's stupid as hell. Alright. Right now, Republicans control enough seats to block this from moving forward in the House. And even if it did pass, the Senate would need a 2/3 vote to convict. That's a high bar. So what we're looking at might be less about immediate removal and more about putting pressure, creating a public record, and forcing accountability conversations in the spotlight. And honestly, sometimes the first step. Because even if it doesn't land today, it builds a case for tomorrow. I'm just saying, Iran, where the fuck are y'all? Would you please do something, Iran? Please. Do something, Iran. Please, please. I'm begging you. We got rid of yours. Fair is fair. Eye for an eye. We got rid of your leader. You know what you got to do. You owe us. You really owe us. I'm just saying, you owe us. We took yours. You know what you need to do. Matter of fact, He took all of y'all's, so take all of ours, please. Y'all know where they are. They kiss his butt every week around a certain time and they televise it. Y'all know what to do. I'm just saying. I'm not going to say it out loud, but y'all know what to do. Eye for an eye, Iran. Eye for an eye. Anyways, the public deserves answers. Here it is. When it comes to transparency, especially in cases tied to powerful people and serious crimes, the public deserves answers, not delays, not excuses, answers. I mean, motherfuckers, 34 times this motherfucker got convicted. He has been convicted. He is a convicted felon. And you motherfuckers voted him again. Oh, shit. This is why I do this. This dumbass here. I'm so glad she said it. And she deserves all of this shit. This dumbass, yeah, you are a fucking idiot. I love watching her say it too. I wish she could go say it. I'm an idiot and you're a piece of shit. I would love that. I welcome it. So, apparently I'm an idiot. 3-time Drumpf voter blasts POTUS over gas prices. That's what it took. He's touching kids and killing other kids, and that's what it took? Whoo, okay. If you say so, lady, I think your priorities are still in the wrong place, but at least it's somewhere. Now, this right here, this is what happens when reality hits harder than campaign promises. A Pennsylvania voter who supported Drumpf 3 times has now come out publicly saying she regrets it. And not quietly either. She said, and I quote, "My bad, apparently I'm an idiot." Yes, you are. You're an idiot. Guess what? I'm a serenade you to this shit. You're a fucking idiot, damn it. I'ma say it in another language. Aho! You are an aho. Fuck. Let me see here now.
Bitch, you just jealous of my Super Saiyan swagger.
No, that's not what I want. You are a fucking idiot.
Fatality.
Uh-huh.
Anta baka!
Idiot. Aho. Baka. Here it is. Uh-huh. I ain't done. Cause you are a dumbass. You are really a fucking idiot.
I ain't scared of you motherfuckers.
I am not, cause you Where is it?
Thank you for your patronage.
No, that's not what I wanted. Cause I'ma smack the shit out of you. You deserve all of this shit. That's all I can say. Okay? Woo! Dumbass. So, now listen, I'm not calling her that. Yes, I am. I'm calling her that all the way. Fuck this damn script. She's an idiot. That's her self-assessment and mine. But what's interesting is why. Rising gas prices, economic pressure, real-life consequences. Because it's one thing to chant at rallies. It's another thing when when your wallet starts feeling it. Now, at the same time, you've still got other supporters standing 10 toes down. That is called mental illness. Backing decisions like military strikes overseas and saying they support the direction things are going. All right, if y'all support that shit, you go to the front line. Not our babies. You take your ass out there and you fight this fucking war. Because none of us wanted this bullshit. None of us. Whoo! So what you're seeing is a split. Same voter base, stupid ass motherfuckers. Very different experiences. Some people are starting to connect the dots and say, wait, this isn't working for me. Others are still locked in loyalty no matter what happens. And proving Lyndon B. Johnson right every fucking day. If you want to steal poor ignorant white people's money, just tell them they're better than a black person. Whoo! And boy are y'all getting your pockets mollywopped. Anyways, because elections aren't just about who's loud. Y'all are very fucking loud. I'm just saying, y'all are so fucking loud. They're about who shows up differently than they did last time. I will vote for Donald Trump. You did that shit. And then people who used to be solid supporters start second guessing their choices. That's when things start shifting. I thought no new taxes was enough, but I guess y'all love to be sadistic. Well, be sadistic not with my fucking country, okay? My generations go back. My mother picked cotton, fuckers. Then when things start shifting, she picked it for her family, not for a slave owner, just letting you know. Not overnight, but enough to change outcomes. Seriously. Moving on, because this next motherfucker really need their ass whooped, and you know you heard about them. If you didn't, I don't know where the hell you been. This motherfucker and his audacity. The audacity of this motherfucker. Jack Harlow said he got blacker, and the internet is outraged. Motherfucker, you still pale as hell to me. How the hell did you get blacker? Last time I checked, I could have sworn that we get blacker. We get blacker in the summer. It's called a tan, and we look darker for it. My question to you is, who told you this was cool? Seriously. I have issues with you, sir, for just saying some dumb shit like that. I mean, I ain't got a problem with John B. I wish he'd come back. I ain't got a problem with Russ. I wish he'd get another album out. They're cool ass white folks. But you, Woo! You put your foot in your mouth, pulled it out your ass, and kicked it too. Now let's get into Jack Harlow's situation because, baby, the internet said not today. Nigga. And I'm saying, let me say it again, sensational. Anyways, so Jack Harlow dropped a new album, Monica, and a lot of people are saying that he did that on the slide. My nigga, woo!
Someone call 911!
Cause they just keep trying shit and trying shit and trying shit. Flip it up. Trying shit. So he dropped a new album, and instead of folks talking about the music, they're talking about what came out of his rabbit ass mind. In an interview, he said he decided to lean into the black music more this time, then had the audacity, the confidence, the caucasity to say, I got blacker. Sir, hold on.
Wait, what?
Sir, what does that mean? Because last time I checked, blackness is not a Spotify setting you toggle on and off depending on the album rollout. Because if it was, I would toggle it off when I go into these interviews. I'm serious. I would probably be 6 figures by now, bitch. Whew, I wouldn't have to go get a master's degree just to make sure my family is stable. And social media wasted no time dragging that statement straight to hell. Folks were like, what are you talking about? Others joke that he's gonna keep getting blacker each album until he's dropping spirituals and hosting the cookout. Bitch, didn't I tell y'all the assignment is gatekeeping? Yo ass is, if you had a cookout pass, it has been revoked, motherfucker. We are gatekeeping, okay? Black folks as a whole need me time. Not y'all time, we need me time. Fuck what you heard. Oh, Lord, this jackass here, he got blacker. The hell? Carlton is blacker than you. The real guy. And honestly, that might be the funniest part. Man, they calling him all kind of fucking names. They calling him Tribe of Meh. They calling his ass, what was it? Mayo. It was something. Man, they calling him all kind of names. I need to get a list. Hold on, let me type up the list. I need to get the list of names Jack Harlow is being called for that dumb, give me a second, ass comment about his album, My Nigga. Let's see. Okay, here we go. Y'all ready? Here we go. Names that he has been nicknamed: Chalky Braxton, White Thought, IRS 1, Most Def Not, Brian McWhite, D Anglo, Common Sensible, January 6th and Park, Luther Clandros. Damn! You got some more? I want more. Come on, give me some more. I want more names. I'm like Buster, give me some more. Ghostface Vanilla. Lord have mercy. Ghostface Vanilla. Let's see, what else? Jack Black. For real? Damn. You got your ass whooped. Hold on. Can I get more names? We gonna change, but we're not gonna co-sign to this. I'm loving what he's getting called. Music Snowchild, Phony Braxton, Stevie Wonderbread, Proud Boys to Men, Chaka Klan, Bobby Ain't Brown. Damn. Genu White, Hunky Hunk Honky. Oh, you know, like Tony Tone? Yeah, Hunky Honky Honky. Most Definitely Not, Uncommon, LL Cool Whip, Chance the Cracker. Oh shit, Chance the Cracker. Old Dirty AI. Damn. I just wanna speak to the manager. Like I just wanna, yeah. Black Barlow, Jay Nilla, Scamio. I love it. I love it. That's amazing. The names continue. This month, and I told you, Tribe of Meh. Man, why did you go kneel so you ignorant ass bastard? You just want, you know something? Y'all sadists. We got a lot of sadists in this world. We really do. Jesus Christ. The level comfort comes from years of black audience embracing white artists who step into black culture, benefit from it, profit from it, and then get to describe it like it's a costume change. You dirty motherfuckers get on my nerves when you do that. That's why we call you culture vultures. And that's why I once again would like to let you know the assignment this year is gatekeeping, bastards. Revoke your passes. Get your goddamn cooking invites back. They are null and void until we get this shit straight. Good grief. We've seen this before. Justin Bieber, I didn't like. Justin Timberlake, didn't like him. Justin Bieber, I signed a petition to get him deported. The pattern is not new. Black culture builds the sound. White artists get called innovative for stepping into it. And now we got, let's not forget, old boy, I got the magic. Not that one. You know who I'm talking about. Robin Thicke. There it is. These motherfuckers here. Black culture builds a... Yeah, I already said that. Now, let's see here. Now we got folks saying they got blacker, like it's a gym membership. I had a friend. She came back from summer vacation. She was darker than she usually is. I said, damn, girl, you look like a butterball turkey. He gonna sit up there and say he got blacker. Bastard, you could at least said, I got basted. I got beige. Maybe you should have said, I'm beige now, motherfucker. Damn. I got tan, not I got blacker, you dirty mother. Ooh. Just wait until you see the next story. That one's gonna make you laugh, because I heard one of the diss tracks. Anyways. And now we got folks talking like it's a gym membership. No, you can appreciate black music. You can be influenced by black culture, but you don't get to redefine blackness like it's an aesthetic upgrade. I'm gonna tell you real talk. I don't think I've heard any of his songs. I only know his name. I knew him, Mac Miller, a whole bunch of white folks just all of a sudden started rapping, and I didn't listen to none of them motherfuckers. One of them's over there at MAGA now. Anyways, appropriation with because admiration is one thing, just letting y'all know, but appropriation with a self-congratulatory twist, that's where folks start side-eyeing real hard. You dumb motherfucker. I was so glad I saw this in the news, because if not, I was just gonna skip it, because I really am not into people like that. But this next one, I thought he had retired, but shit, I'm here for it. How Afro Man scored big legal wins against Ohio police after dissing officers in famous songs. Y'all go look. There's 3 songs out. He did 3 diss songs. One is called Lemon Pound Cake, because the motherfucker was looking at his mama's lemon pound cake. I'm just like, the hell? Now, this story is petty, intelligent, and kinda iconic. So, Afro Man, yes, the Because I Got High, I was in college when that song came out. The Because I Got High legend had his house raided by police back in 2022. He wasn't even home, but his wife recorded the whole thing, and according to him, deputies were all through his house, broke stuff, and then they left. He said some money was missing too. Ooh, y'all thieves? Fuck. Can't even trust the police. Now, instead of just filing complaints and waiting around, Afro Man did what Afro Man does. He made music. He sung that whole damn song. He took the surveillance footage from the raid and turned it into songs and music videos, mocking the situation, the officers, and the whole experience. Titles like Will You Help Me Repair My Door and Lemon Pound Cake. I'm going to go listen to Will You Help Me Repair My Door. Damn. And I'm not gonna lie, that is hilarious. But the officers, oh, they were not amused. They sued him, saying he used their likeness without permission and made money off it. You were in his home. Anybody inside your home, An Afro man, absolutely. And basically, let's see here. They sued him saying all of that and made money off of it. Basically, like, sir, you embarrassed us and now we want compensation. Absolutely not. No. He stood in court and said if they had not raided my house in the first place, none of this would exist. No footage, no songs, no lawsuit. And more importantly, he invoked his First Amendment rights. Freedom of speech, freedom of expression. Hell, you should be glad he didn't go hunt your asses down breaking into his house. He probably got kids up in that bitch. Anyways, Afro man walked, let me see, where was I? Yeah, okay. The right to turn your trauma into art, even if it makes somebody look crazy. And guess what? The jury sided with him. Case dismissed. Afro walked out celebrating like we did it, America. And honestly, he's not wrong. Did you see his suit? Woo! I want to know who made that fucking suit. I just want to know so I can kick him in the ass. That was horrible. Because this case sets tones. You don't get to storm into somebody's house, disrupt their life, and then get mad when they tell their story creatively. That's not how that works. And if anything, this is a reminder. Don't start nothing, won't be nothing. Especially if the person you messing with got a beat and a camera. Don't start nothing. You know everybody got a cousin that's a rapper. I got at least one. Probably 2 or 3 of them bastards. I just don't want to listen to that shit. Alright, y'all. Let me see. That's it for the games that have been played. And I promise you, I really appreciated a lot of them. We're about to go ahead and jump into education. But I'm going to make this a little... Yes, good for him. I'm going to make this a little longer. So I'm going to do my commercials. And I'm going to go ahead and promote this girl. And when I get back, we're going to talk about what happened this week in Black History. My birthday's included in it, so yay! But I will not be on live for my birthday, I promise you. I might be out cold or writing notes. No, I'll be in Roxbury, I think. Anyways, check out these promos real quick. I'm going to turn my thing down. Alright, before I go any further, I just want to remind y'all that is, that company is CBD Honey Lips. If you're interested in CBD and you're interested in your lips popping, check her out. She's on Threads and other places. So now I'm going to go ahead and switch over to education. I'll be right back.
It's so many, it's so many lies. Look at my eyes, they know I'm the truth. Knocking them down every time I step in the booth. We ain't got a lie, they know we the vibe, we living in proof. Young to shoot my life a movie, I live in a spot. Ain't no sticking around, I'm on the move, I'm checking the dudes. Yeah, it's only us two, so you know we popping that cool. We on the roof, smoking dope, look at the view. We used to chill on the stoop, now we out here breaking the news. Hey, shit.
Alright, so this week in Black History, March 18th to March 24th. Alright, let's talk about it. So, let's reset, but not a soft one, okay? Because this right here, this is your reminder that Black History is not just February. It's every day. Let's walk through this week real quick. You got Unita Blackwell, the first black woman mayor in Mississippi, coming out of SNCC organizing and turning activism into leadership. You've got Vanessa Williams breaking barriers as Miss America, then being pushed out and still coming back years later to get the apology she deserved. That's resilience. You've got Queen Latifah, who went from rap to acting to mogul status, multi-lane black excellence. Then we go back further. Nat King Cole, first black man with a national TV show, canceled because white advertisers couldn't handle it, bitch. Let that sit. Talent wasn't the issue. Racism was. Because you know Nat King Cole, he was the man then. He was that year, whatever. You've got Martin Delaney, one of the earliest black nationalists, already talking about self-determination and reparations back in the 1800s. I guess I'm a black nationalist. Sound familiar? Because we still have those same conversations today. Then there's Jan Metzger. I'm not going to go any further. Revolutionizing the shoe industry and dying before he could even, Jean? Or was it Jan? I don't know. Even enjoy the wealth from his own invention. And of course, Marcus Garvey, building one of the largest black empowerment movements in history. Global. Not local, global. And let's not skip over things like the Selma March, like the Sharpeville Massacre, and the passing of major legislation like the Affordable Care Act that bastard is trying to get rid of. All connected to struggle, resilience, and survival. So when people try to water down history or act like black contributions are optional chapters, this timeline proves otherwise. We didn't just participate in history, we shaped it over and over again. And if you're wondering why I didn't say nothing about Halle, I don't know, the script didn't have it, but I did read it. She won her Oscar on my birthday, March 24th. That's what she did. Okay, first black woman, Caucasian mother, black man, father. That's all I need to say about that. Moving on with history, goddamn you, because it's all about history. Let me see here now. I'm going to go ahead and just keep it moving, because if the thing goes down too long, sometimes it acts a fool. Beauty Empire. Let me make it smaller every fucking time. Hold on, give me a second here. Eventually, I'm going to get my shit fixed. And I'm going to get this stuff done properly, because this is for the birds. This is what this is, for the birds. Alright. Beauty Empire builder, being black bank founder, remembering Rose Morgan. By 1942, she owned and operated the largest African American beauty parlor in the world. Okay? There you go. So let's talk about her. Now let me introduce y'all to somebody who should be a household name but isn't. Rose Meta Morgan. She should I hope her family sues him for Meta. A black woman who built a beauty empire before CEO was even a buzzword. She started making artificial flowers as a kid, then ended up in New York after impressing singer Ethel Waters. Within 6 months, she opened her own shop. By the 1940s, she owned the largest black-owned beauty salon in the world. Not a room, not a storefront, a whole operation. We're talking dozens of employees, luxury services, health treatments, beauty products specifically made for black women. All at a time when the mainstream beauty industry barely acknowledged we existed. And here's the part I love. She wasn't trying to make black women look less black. She built a business around enhancing black beauty as it is. That is power, intention, culture. She trained over 3,000 people in her career. That's a lot of damn people. Opened multiple locations. Co-founded a black-owned bank. And still didn't get the recognition she deserved when she passed. That right there, that's the part that makes me side-eye history books. Because how do you leave out someone who built an empire, created jobs, and uplifted black women on that level? Answer: because too many of our stories get minimized unless we keep telling them ourselves. So tonight, we are saying her name properly. Rose Meta Morgan. Put some respect on it, god dang it. Put some respect on her name. And we're not done, because I told you I was going to do this. As soon as I heard about this group, I was going to deep dive it. So the next story you already know. The Black Angels. When everybody else was scared, they stepped in. Let's continue this with real heroes. No celebrity heroes, not Instagram heroes, but real ones, okay? They were called the Black Angels of Staten Island, and they earned that name back in the 1900s. Tuberculosis was unaliving people left and right. No cure, no real treatment, just slow death. Hospitals needed nurses, but white nurses, a lot of them refused. Too dangerous, too risky, too close to death. But suddenly, black nurses were qualified. Over 300 nurses, many from Jim Crow South, were brought to Seaview Hospital. Let's see here now. Where was I? Seaview Hospital, one of the most dangerous places you could work. They left segregation hoping for opportunity and got placed directly in the line of fire. Daily exposure, no proper protection, no recognition, just expected to serve. But here's what they didn't expect. These women didn't just survive. They helped change medicine. They were part of the breakthroughs that led to tuberculosis treatment. They cared for patients nobody else wanted to touch, comforted people in their final moments, and gave dignity to where the system gave none. Patients called them angels because when everybody else gave up, they stayed. And on top of that, they helped push hospitals toward desegregation. So they weren't just saving lives. They were breaking barriers while doing it. And somehow most of us were never taught their names. That's why this matters, because history will skip over people like this if we let it. So no, we're not letting that happen tonight. The Black Angels weren't just nurses. They were warriors. They deserve to be remembered like it. Seriously, because I'm sick of this bullshit. Now this next one, I'm not sure if this is education or history. I'm going to go with education. So let me go ahead and pull up the education thing so y'all can see what they talking about. Because seriously, I don't know where the hell to put it. Really, I don't. Where the hell is that thing? Hold on, give me a second. It'll be right in my face and I wouldn't know. Always. That's always how that works. There we go. All right. So, these two educators spent 33 hours teaching black history, but it was about more than just beating a Guinness World Record. Oh, Lord. How did they go to the bathroom? Oh, Lord. Now, this is what I call protest. Not the cute corporate kind with the hashtag and a t-shirt. I mean the kind that actually does something. Two educators, Anita Lewis and Gwendolyn Ebron, just completed a 33-hour Black History teaching marathon. 33 hours. That is not a class. That is not a workshop. That is a full-on intellectual marathon with no room for foolishness. And the point was not just to break a record. They said straight up, this was about reclaiming history. I'm going to say one thing, god dang it. I hope nobody had to take notes. Shit, 33 hours? See, that's the part I love, though, because in a time when folks were trying to water down black history, ban books, soft shoe around slavery, and act like racism was just a little misunderstanding that happened a long time ago, these two sisters said, oh no, we're going to teach the whole thing. That covered 5,000 years of African and African American history. 5,000 years. Not just the same three names schools drag out every February while pretending black history begins at oppression and ends at I have a dream speech. No, they went deep, but built they built this thing to educate, empower, and elevate. And I respect that they didn't just lecture nonstop like some dry textbook with a pulse. They designed activities so, oh, that's very good. They designed activities so people could actually engage with the lessons. Because as one of them put it, you hear and forget, you see and remember. When you do, you understand. That right there is teaching. Not the tired little open your Chromebook and figure it out nonsense some schools be passing off as education. I never was told that. I was open your book and go to page blah blah blah. We had no computers. Shit, I was like in fucking 11th grade when we got computers. Shit, and could touch them. Anyways, that event happened live in Philadelphia and online, so folks around the country could tap in. And yes, they were aiming to beat the current Guinness record for the longest history lesson, but even they said the certificate is secondary. The real point was the message, that our history is global, ancient, brilliant, resilient, and not up for erasure. And I love that they ended the lesson with affirmations, reminding people that brilliance is in their DNA. Because too many of our kids are taught struggle without being taught inheritance, pain without pride, survival without legacy. These women said, no, you will know who you come from. That is bigger than a record. That is restoration. I'm telling you right now, God willing, if I have a child, I'm going to sit that little kid down. And yeah, we're going to have story time, but we're going to have history story time too. I'm going to try and make it palatable, because I'm starting to realize all my memories of my history learning of black people really came from my family. And it's ridiculous. And the good thing about it is they were educators. So shit, I got free education. Woo! Anyways, we're going to move on because we still got more education. I'm telling you, we get into the news you can use. This coming up soon. So how parents can advocate for children with disabilities. I have a few family members with them, and I don't know what's going to happen to my future. So let's talk about it. All right, so too many schools right now count on parents being overwhelmed. They count on the acronym confusing you. They count on paperwork exhausting you. They count on those meetings being so full of jargon that you leave thinking maybe they know best. No, ma'am. The point of this story is simple. Parents have rights in the IEP process, and schools do not get to act like your voice is optional. You need to start standing up. Just like with our health, we need to start getting on their backs, because otherwise they'll sit on that shit until it's over. An IEP, or Individual Education Program, is a legal document for students with disabilities. It lays out the child's needs, goals, services, support, and learning environment. Sounds simple enough, but anybody who's dealt with one knows it can quickly turn into a maze of evaluations, meetings, recommendations, and people talking at you like they forgot you know your own child. But under federal law, IDEA, parents are equal partners in this process. Equal, not decorative, not we'll hear your concern at the end if there's time. Equal. That means if your child is being evaluated, you have the right to be involved. If there's a meeting, you have a right to participate. If English isn't your first language, or if you're deaf or hard of hearing, the school must provide interpretation so you can fully take part. And if you disagree with the school, guess what? You do not have to smile politely and go along with just because somebody with a title said it. Ask questions. Request documents ahead of time. Take notes. Document everything. And if a decision is made that you disagree with, make sure that the disagreement is formally recorded. That part is important because a lot of institutions love to operate like if they wear you down enough, your silence becomes consent. No. I'm still thinking about homeschooling. Seriously. Your child needs change. Give me a second here. Your child can change. Their struggles can change. Their strengths can grow. And now you do not have to wait for the annual meeting if something is off. You can request a meeting at any time. And let's talk about this least restrictive environment piece too. Schools are supposed to educate students alongside their non-disabled peers as much as possible. That means no unnecessary isolation just because it's easier for the system. I've seen those buildings. They're usually like trailers right behind the school, especially in the South. Easier for them is not standard. What's appropriate for your child is the standard. In Asia, they put them all in the class. They have a person there to basically help take care of the kid. But yeah, the kid is immersed, at least in some Asian schools. When I was there, I was in Korea, South Korea, and the child was there. I think they had MS. So they really couldn't lift their head, but she was trying. Or he, I think it was a he. Anyways, so for parents who feel intimidated by this whole process, hear me clearly. You are not just the parent. You are the one that is in the room who knows your child beyond a file, a test score, or a classroom observation. And if the school won't listen, bring an advocate, a support person, or even an attorney. Because your child deserves more than a rushed meeting with a generic plan. They deserve a fight. And you're allowed to be that fighter. Real talk, you have to be that fighter, because if not, what the hell you gonna do? Nobody's gonna fight for as hard as you are for your child. And if you ain't fighting that hard, do you really love that kid? I'm just saying. Moving on, still in education, STEM learning toy invented by Atlanta entrepreneur Marcus Blackwell is sweet music. Let's talk about this, because if it helps us and it's somebody doing black excellence, I'm for it. This is black excellence with rhythm. An Atlanta entrepreneur named Marcus Blackwell created a STEM learning tool called Make Music Count. And honestly, I love this because it solves two problems at once. Kids struggle with math, kids love music. So what did he do? He built a system where kids solve math problems to unlock notes and learn how to play songs they actually like. Oh, that's two classes at once. That's band and that's math. Damn. See, that's called being smart for real. Not just smart enough to get a degree. Smart enough to make learning feel human. I ain't even gonna lie. I did that too. I made some games that kids really like Mario Kart. And I incorporated it with a lesson. Man, they loved it. That took so damn long to do. Anyways, I made everything. Anyways, because a lot of kids do not hate math, they hate the way math gets taught. They hate the dry worksheets, the pressure, the show your work trauma, the feeling that if they don't get it instantly, they must not be good at it. Marcus Blackwell understood that because he lived it. He loved music from childhood, but math didn't click for him until he saw how connected it was with math, patterns, with rhythms, patterns, and structure. So after studying mathematics in Morehouse, he built the very thing he wished he had growing up. I wish I had it growing up. That part right there, I always respect that. Not just I made money, not just I launched a project, but I created a solution for younger versions of me. That's legacy minded. Now the app is available for free. Schools use it in math classes, music classes, special education classes, after school programs, and now they've got physical keyboards and workbook bundles in stores too. I wish I had that for teaching. Shit, that would have kept their attention. Kids, no matter what country they are, they don't pay attention to shit unless it's moving and it has sounds. Anyways, and the toy industry noticed. It got featured at Toy Fair in New York. It was picked for the Toy Association 2026 trend presentation. And Shaq featured it on TNT's The Game Plan. Now, I'm not always impressed just because a celebrity looked into something's direction. But in this case, the product stands on its own. The point is, this brother created something rooted in education, creativity, and accessibility. And I also love that it works across songs, languages, and genres. That means this isn't some one-size-fits-all sanitized little app trying to make every kid the same. Because I've seen that shit and it sucks. And that's why it works. I love it. I love it, damn it. Because when education actually connects to joy, kids learn different. Not because they're being forced, because they want to. Imagine that. And happy, educated kids is what you really want. I ain't even gonna lie. It's what you want. All right. Now here comes the big load. Every story I'm about to tell you about is something you're gonna need if you want to live financially. I'm just saying, these are hints. It's not the do-all, end-all, but I'm just saying, if you're interested in your finances, especially in this fucking economy, you might want to stick around, because these are some very useful stories. I'm just letting you know. We're almost done. I told you. We getting through it. It's a long night, but it's 4 days worth of news. So check this. The Carr report, rent is eating half your paycheck, and I've got a problem with that. Let's talk about it, damn it, because rent is killing people. Let's talk about rent, because this housing situation is not just expensive, it is disrespectful. According to the numbers, half of all renters in the United States are now cost burdened, meaning they spend at least 30% of their income on rent and utilities, and more than 12 million renters are severely burdened, spending over half their income just trying to keep a roof over their heads. Half! At that point, you are not paying rent. You are funding your landlord's blood pressure medication, and while yours goes up, seriously. And what really gets me is how people still throw around that old 30% rule like it means something in 2026. You should only spend 1/3 of your income on housing. Cute. Lovely. Very vintage advice. Ooh, you haven't seen the prices. So more and more people, even middle income folks, are getting trapped. And when rent eats 40 to 50 to 60% of your take-home pay, the damage spreads everywhere. You can't save. You can't invest. You can't build an emergency fund. You can't breathe. I would love to go out and touch some grass, but I'm scared it would cost money. Every flat tire becomes a crisis. That's why I don't drive a lot. Every grocery run becomes a negotiation. Every doctor's bill feels like an eviction notice in disguise. I gotta call them to get a financial assistance. And that's after the insurance paid. And that is what people miss. High rent does not just make people broke in the moment. It steals their future. That's money that could be building wealth, paying off debts, saving for a home, funding retirement, or helping your children later on. Instead, it goes straight into somebody else's asset portfolio. You stay on the treadmill. They build equity. Hold on, give me a second. That's why I'm trying to get the hell out of this country. I got to get my family out of here. Now, this article argues we need a more realistic rule. Base housing on take-home pay, not gross income. And honestly, that makes sense because you can't spend money you never actually see. Uncle Sam already took his cut, and I really don't think he should take as much as he does. Because what they doing with our money right now is a shame. Payroll deductions already happened. Inflation already jumped you in the parking lot. So what can people do if the numbers are ugly? Run the math honestly. Try to renegotiate rent. Get a roommate if you can tolerate another human breathing near your groceries. I can't, unless it's family. Downsize. Relocate. Increase income on purpose, but not just to finance lifestyle creep, okay? And seek actual housing help if it's available, because what this story makes plain is that high rent is not normal life. It is financial emergency dressed up as an adulthood. And way too many people have been told to accept it like this is just how living works. No, this is how wealth gets blocked. I'm trying to co-own with my mama. How about that? And when she goes and I go, whoever the hell's behind me hopefully will keep it and not sell it like a dumbass. I really hope they don't. And yes, if my child does that, they are a dumbass. I don't give a fuck. Moving on, because we staying in this one for a minute. Got a lot of news you can use. Experts, why Black America needs to embrace bankruptcy to protect and grow wealth. I don't know. I've always been told to avoid that shit, so I'm not sure. Now, this last one, this one right here is for everybody who hears the word bankruptcy and immediately thinks shame, embarrassment, downfall, and family disappointment. No, I think bad credit. Because in the black community, especially bankruptcy gets treated like some moral failure. Like you didn't just hit a financial wall. Like you personally dishonored the ancestors, the church mothers, and every hustler in your bloodline. Meanwhile, corporations file bankruptcies at an all-time high and call it restructuring. Shit, I saw another story on Uncle Will, whatever the fuck, you know that lady. She's filing for bankruptcy. Chapter 13, whatever the fuck that is. But I didn't want to talk about her no more. And it's a long night, and I don't want to be here any longer than y'all want to be. But we got to get up what we missed. Okay, so see how language works? When big companies do it, it's strategy. When regular black folks do it, people act like you lost at life. And this story pushes back on that. It uses the example of entrepreneur Pinky Cole, Lord have mercy, her name is Pinky Cole, whose bankruptcy filing went viral and brought out all the I told you so people who never miss a chance to celebrate somebody else's hard time. But the point being made is bigger than one person. Bankruptcy is not some magical get out of debt free pass. It is a legal tool, a financial mechanism, and depending on the situation, it can mean the difference between total collapse and a real comeback. Now, there are different chapters. Oh, chapter 13 is here. We're going to talk about it. Chapter 7 is liquidation. That's liquidation. That's often for wiping out things like medical debt, credit card debt, fast through, though it can hit your credit hard, and some property can be lost. Chapter 11 is reorganization. The one businesses use to help to keep operating while they negotiate with creditors. That's why companies can look open for business while technically in bankruptcy. And then there's chapter 13, which is often about protecting assets like your home while repaying debt over time under court supervision. None of these are cute. None of them are easy, and none of them mean you just walked away untouched. But the article's point is that black folks need to stop treating bankruptcy like the end of the world if, in some cases, it can be a thing that preserves your future. Because staying buried in debt out of pride is not noble, it's expensive. And this is where generational wealth conversations need to grow up a little. Sometimes the smartest financial move is not hold on no matter what. Sometimes it's restructure, protect what you can, and come back smarter. That's not bad information. I'm pretty sure someone tried to do that with that orangutan. But you see how many he bankrupted. White corporations have used the law strategically forever, but when black people use the tools available to survive, suddenly folks want to act brand new and judgmental. No, the issue is not whether bankruptcy sounds pretty. The issue is whether the move helps you preserve what matters, and that is the real question. And if you're using the law to stop the bleeding, give somebody a second shot, if using the law, then maybe community needs less gossip and more financial literacy, because shame has never paid a bill. I know that's damn right. Shame will pay some bills. If you not shame, but willing to go through that shame, not trying to avoid that shit. Sometimes you just gotta buckle up, buttercup. All right, so we still talking about business. The next portion is estate planning. I'm not sure if y'all understand it, but I'm going to try to break it down as good as I can because I don't understand it either. Shit. Let's talk about it, though. 7 estate planning steps to take now so your loved ones aren't left guessing. Yeah, we talking about the end of the world. We talking about your end. All right, so, no, this is not just for rich folks with yachts, trust funds, and a nephew named Preston. I don't know nobody named Preston. This is for regular people, too. Black folks especially, because too many families are out here dealing with grief and confusion at the same time. Somebody dies and everybody is asking, where are the accounts? Who has the policy? What's the password? Did they have a will? And the next thing you know, the family is fighting. The lights are due and somebody done made a GoFundMe just to bury a loved one. Only 27% of Black Americans have a will. That number is way too low, and the consequences are real. Estate planning is not morbid. It's not speaking death into existence. It is preparation. It is love. It is making sure your people are not left doing detective work while trying to mourn you, because mourning, it'll take your whole day. It'll take your life if you let it. The advice here is practical. Get your financial information together in one place. My mama taught me that. She said, keep all your important shit together. I mean, I still got like 2 years worth of taxes in my drawer in front of me. Keep your shit together. I know where my birth certificate is. I know where my high school graduation diploma is. I know where all they are. They're in the right corner of my bedroom, right next to my bed and the wall. Don't come looking for them. Anyways, the advice here is practical. Get your financial information together in one place. Bank accounts, insurance policies. I need to get rid of an insurance policy, but I can't find the asses. Retirement accounts, debt, mortgage, car note, all of it. Put it somewhere safe like a fireproof box and make sure a trusted person knows how to get to it. And let me stress, trusted. Not they mean well. Not that's my cousin and we cool. Trust it, cause I know everybody got that one damn cousin. You wouldn't leave your child alone with him, let alone some money. Woo! Because this story warns against naming minors directly as beneficiaries. Kids cannot legally handle that money, and if you do not structure it right, the court can get involved and the mess gets bigger. Also, just because somebody says they'll do right by the baby does not mean the law can make them do right by the baby. For real. A moral promise is not a legal plan. Then there's the digital side. Passwords, social media, online accounts. Please memorialize my accounts. I got several relatives up there. They are dead. I can't memorialize their account. I got a homeboy. He been dead for 10 years. I still can't memorialize his account. It's up there like he's still alive. That hurts. Subscription services, all the little stuff people forget until suddenly Netflix is still billing 3 months after they passed away and nobody can get into their phone. The point is simple. Your passing should not leave your family trapped in paperwork hell. And I know people do not like these conversations, but let me say it plainly. If you love your people, handle your business, man. Because the final act of care is not just what you leave behind. It is how easy you make it for your family to carry it forward. For real, for real. We're going to go ahead and move into, like, we're still in the business, but it's some good news. So I just want to break it up a little. Let me go ahead and do that for you real quick. Because I told you it's a long night. It's a Thursday, but I got a lot of interesting stories that you can actually use. I didn't want to waste your time. I promise you, none of what I give you here is a waste of time. Oh my God, they're talking about more snow on Monday. I can't. I used to love snow. I fucking hate it now. I hate snow. Damn it. Ooh, you. Anyways, check this out real quick. I think this is kind of good news, but it's also business news. Black women are the fastest growing demographic of entrepreneurs. But what's driving the trend? Wells Fargo's latest report reveals black women-owned businesses grew by 13% in 2025, and revenue rose by 6%. Give it a minute. I think this economy will bring it down. So sad. So when the system shut doors, black women built their own damn building. Black women are now the fastest growing group of entrepreneurs in the United States, and that is impressive as well as hell. But let's not get cute and act like this is all just some inspirational girl boss fairy tale. A lot of this growth came from pressure, not privilege. Between 2024 and 2025, black-owned businesses with employees grew by 13%, and businesses without employees grew by 13%. Revenue went up. That sounds great, and it is. But behind that growth is a harder truth. Black women are also getting hit hard by layoffs, federal cuts, shrinking DEI programs, and the growing use of AI. AI in ways that push people out of work. By the end of 2025, unemployment among black women had jumped from 5.4% to 7.3%, and more than 300,000 black women lost their jobs. I know I lost mine in July. So yes, black women are building businesses, but in too many cases they had to. I think I'm going to have to. I really need to get my ass in that kitchen and make some shit. Not food, but things like, jewelry and stuff. This was not just ambition. This was survival with branding. And that's what I need people to understand. Black women do not just magically persevere. They are often forced to create solutions because traditional systems keep proving they are unreliable, exclusionary, or flat out hostile. Congresswoman Ayanna Presley called this discriminate harm. And honestly, that phrase fits, because when one group is taking this kind of hit and everybody wants to act like it just happened out of the blue, no. At some point, you have to stop calling patterns accidents. But what I love is that black women still turned around and made something out of it. Business, income, ownership, options. That is resilience. But yes, it is also indictment, because if the labor market were actually fair, this many black women would not have had to pivot under pressure just to keep money coming in. So salute the entrepreneurship, absolutely. But do not ignore what birthed it. Because black women are not just starting business because it's trendy. A lot of them are doing it because the economy looked at them and said, "You're expendable." And they responded, "Watch me build anyways." I know that's right. I'm finna start doing it too, because if y'all haven't noticed, they are trying to pressure us. They're trying to pressure women back into the house to depend on men that aren't there. They're trying to pressure black people possibly into fucking being back in those fields. I'll be damned if any of my kids pick your damn groceries. Fuck you. All right, now, this time we're still in good news, so we're just going to keep going, okay? Because we need it. The last part of the news was horrible. It was absolutely horrible, and we need a pick-me-up. Black women deserve more than flowers. We deserve power. Moments of black praise, public praise, from Hollywood to politics, rarely translate into resources or leadership roles. You might just have to build it. So, now this one. Whew. Because black women get praised a lot. Praised in speeches, praised in award shows, praised in interviews, praised every election season, praised every time somebody wants to sound deep and grateful. Black women save democracy. Black women are the backbone. Black women are magic. Okay. And where's the money? Where's the protection? Where's the access? Where is the actual resources? That is the heart of this story. The writers basically saying they appreciate public praise from black men like Michael B. Jordan and others who shout out black women. Cool, fine, beautiful. But symbolic recognition does not pay bills. That's what I'm talking about. I got cousins I'm related to, and somebody's always ready to say, well, I'm related to such as... That doesn't help me. Do they know me? Do they help me financially? That's what I'm talking about. Just because I say I'm related to somebody does not change anything. That is not clout unless the clout helps you. Anyways, they do not fund organizations, reduce debt, or put black women in positions of real decision-making power. And the numbers are ugly. Black women-led nonprofits receive less than 1% of U.S. philanthropy funding. I'm not saying that damn word. Less than 1%. And these motherfuckers think we're trying to replace them. How the hell does that work? This is not a gap. This is disrespect with paperwork. Black women entrepreneurs receive less than 0.35% of venture capital funding. Not 3%. Not even 1%. 0.35. Couldn't even get 4. Yet black women keep creating, leading, organizing, building, earning degrees, and carrying people on their backs. You don't know how many people on my back. And that higher education piece, black women are overachieving there too, earning huge shares of degrees. I already got 3 of them. Shit, I'm going for my 4th. Wait. Yeah, I got 3 of them. And I'm about to go for my master's. I'm tired of school. earning huge shares of degrees among black students, bachelor's, master's, that's me, doctoral, I'm not doing that, medical, dental, all of it. And what do they often get in return? Debt, stress, limited opportunity, and a bunch of people calling them strong while handing them another burden. See, strong black woman gets weaponized against us sometimes. It becomes a way to admire us without supporting us, to clap for us without investing in us. Man, don't watch me pull a damn boulder or push a boulder and not help me. Don't you dare sit up there and say you got it. Bring your ass over here and help me. To praise endurance while ignoring who keeps causing the pain. This story says enough. Enough flowers with no funding. Enough applause with no power. Enough symbolic love with no material change. If people really value black women, then show it in budgets, hiring promotions, venture capital, philanthropy, and policies. And don't sit your ass up there and say, this is discrimination against the white man. Motherfucker, y'all everywhere. Because praise without resource is just flattery on layaway. And layaway is fine, but it don't help me right now. And black women deserve a hell of a lot more than another fucking speech, honestly. That's a damn shame. So, we gonna keep moving, because this is supposed to be good news, but I mean, it is real talk. I ain't got any other time to give you but real talk. Moving on, here we go. Redefining power, purpose, and possibilities in the practice of law. Because we really need to know, okay? Because a lot of shit be passing us. These motherfuckers be running game on us. And we don't even know until fucking 10 years later. Oh shit, I could have had that. Oh shit, that was entitled to me? So let's talk about black experience in law. Because the sister right here did not just climb the ladder. She reached the top and then looked back to make sure the door stayed open. Kobe Kennedy Brinson is a powerhouse corporate litigator and partner at Winston & Strawn, one of the country's biggest law firms. And nearly a decade ago, she became the first black woman ever elected to the firm's executive committee in its 170-year history. Oh, that's over a century, y'all. And working on the second one. Read that again in your spirit, y'all. 170 years, and she was the first. That tells you two things immediately. One, she's extraordinary. And two, institutions will really drag their feet on inclusion until somebody forces history to move. What I respect most about her story is that she did not treat that position like a personal trophy. A lot of motherfuckers will do that, especially our own fucking people. I hate that shit. Lady, I'm coming in younger than you, yes, but I don't want your job. I just want a job. If I happen to get to your level, that means you became complacent. Your ass is supposed to keep reaching. Anyways, let me continue. She understood exactly what it meant. A seat where billion-dollar decisions get made, and she wanted to use it to influence leadership, inclusion, and access. How about that? Let's call it Leah. Instead of DEI, let's call it Leah. Leadership, inclusion, and access. Shit. Basically, I'm not here to be the first. I'm here to make sure I'm not the last, is what she's saying. And that is how you do legacy. She talks openly about race-neutral thinking to nonsense in a country that has never been race-neutral. And she is right. People love pretending fairness just magically appears if we stop naming race. Meanwhile, the structure says the same. The gatekeeping stays the same. And black folks are supposed to be grateful for a neutral system that was never neutral to begin with. No ma'am. No ma'am, no ham, no spam. I don't eat pork. Her parents also shaped her beautifully. Her father was an aeronautics engineer working on spacecrafts. Her mother was a general contractor in South Carolina. So she grew up seeking black excellence in spaces that were not built with us in mind. And I also love that she started as a public defender, because that part right there, that works teaching you something elite spaces often forget. Every person deserves dignity. That grounding matters. So now, whether she is handling the high-level corporate litigation, handling it, or mentoring young attorneys, she brings both decisions in and humanity. And let me just say this plainly. We need more black women, not just visible in elite spaces, but empowered in them. Not just invited, influential, because it's sick that we don't. And, you know, Kobe Kennedy Brinson is exactly that. I hope I said her name right. Thank you very much. And let me just go ahead and say, once again, she's back. Miss Mackenzie is back. She's back and she's giving more black schools money. This woman is never gone long. And I'm not mad at that either. Let me go ahead and show y'all. Not this one. Oh, wait. Mackenzie, and then first this, and then we talk about Mackenzie. I saw Mackenzie, so Mackenzie's in this story too. So, serving black excellence in the pulpit and beyond. We need this one. Bishop Vashti Murphy McKenzie made history as the first woman bishop in the African Methodist Episcopal Church. She also became president of the Council of Bishops, president of the General Board, and now serves as president and general secretary of the National Council of Churches of Christ. So in other words, she did not break a ceiling. She kept walking through every room after it shattered. And when you hear about her family, it makes perfect sense. She is the granddaughter of Carl J. Murphy of the Baltimore Afro-American newspaper and Vashti Turley Murphy, one of the founders of Delta Sigma Theta. She grew up around black women doing work society often reserved for men. Yeah, I did too. Editing, writing, managing, reporting, leading. That kind of environment will teach a girl real quick that gender is not limitation unless somebody convinces you it is. And clearly nobody convinced her. She started in journalism, writing obituaries at 16. Damn! In the family business. Got her degree, worked in media, and then answered to the call of ministry. And I love that because it shows her voice did not come from one lane. She had writing, broadcasting, organization, preaching of all of it. So when she talks about finding her voice, it is not fake humility. It is the truth of someone who knew she had something to say and refused to water it down. That part matters. Because too many black women are taught to soften themselves, dim themselves, edit themselves, and package truth in a way that won't make other people comfortable. Bishop Mackenzie seems like the kind who heard all of that and kept walking. She also talks about drinking the wisdom that is in the room, which I love. That is such a rich way to think about mentorship. Not pretending you know everything, but staying open to gather wisdom from the people around you while still honoring your own calling. And she does not believe anything in her journey was wasted. Journalism, ministry, leadership, writing, documentary work, all of it fed to the larger purpose. That is a word for a lot of people right there. Because sometimes what feels like a detour is actually training. So, yes, salute Bishop Vashti Murphy McKenzie with that long name. So, a bold black woman from a bold black lineage who never waited for the world to approve her voice for using it. I know that's right. That is so right. Now, the hell, how did I get that story? That ain't even supposed to be there. Family scavenger hunt. Hold on, let me check. Because if it's something weird, I'm going to keep moving. You know, sometimes my script and my thing don't be... Oh, nope, there it is. Mackenzie's back. Seriously, Mackenzie is always back. She there before you even know it. God dang it. Let me do this again. One moment. Just for y'all people who don't know who Mackenzie is, she is the ex of Jeff Bezos. You know that weird-eyed, bald-headed dude that owns everything? Yeah, him. And this time, once again, she gave money to another HBCU. I wish she'd give it to some of the communities, too. Because we could use that shit, too. But anyways, let's talk about it. Mackenzie Scott just dropped $42 million on Elizabeth City State University. That is an HBCU in North Carolina. And here's the part that makes this hit different. She gave the money and then minded her business. No strings attached. No naming a building after herself. No, you can only spend this on the department if you submit 12 reports and a blood sample. Just here's the money. Do what you need to do. I know that's right. Thank you so much. And for HBCUs, that kind of trust is rare. Because let's be real, black institutions have been underfunded for generations, and when money does show up, it usually comes with control attached. But Mackenzie Scott has now given over $1.3 billion to HBCUs and black-focused education groups, and she's consistently lets them decide how to use it. That matters, because Elizabeth City State is one of the most affordable HBCUs in the country, which means they're doing a lot with very little. So when you inject $42 million to a school like that, that's not a donation. That's scholarships, updated facilities, programs expanding. That's students getting opportunities they didn't have yesterday. The school's leadership even said this isn't just helpful, it's momentum. They're already rolling out a new strategic plan, and now they actually have the resources to back it up. And I want to highlight something she said, because this is the part a lot of wealthy people pretend not to understand. She said wealth is not created alone. It comes from systems, from opportunities, and from structures that help people while blocking others. In other words, she understands the game. And instead of just talking about equity, she cut a check. And that's the difference. Because we get a lot of speeches about supporting education. But support is not a hashtag. Support is not a panel discussion. Support is money. Support is access. Support is trust. So yeah, shout out to Miss Kinsey Scott, because when you give black institutions resources and autonomy, that's just plain respect. That's all I can say for her. I'm so glad that she came through again. I just wish if she has a little extra, maybe she could give it to communities, maybe try to build some businesses so they can build some jobs for us. I'm just saying. But it's her money, so I ain't going to say too much about that. I'm about to go ahead and do my commercial. If you like what I'm doing, or if you have suggestions, please speak up in the comments. I greatly would appreciate it. Otherwise, please like, share, subscribe, and get my word out. Here's my commercial, and we'll be back with celebrity news.
It's just me and the fam. 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 Yeah. It's just me and the fam. See my little taste, that's my girl, that's my mascot. No one go for hours and some hours till we pass out. Stay inside the house, turned up with them racks out. Stay inside the house, turn.
Man, some of these stories are like they're just like copying themselves. It doesn't look right. I don't like that at all. A lot of this shit is a little weird. Like, it's repeating itself. I don't need that. That's the problem. Ooh. Like, seriously. Alright, so this next story. New awards show to reset global hip-hop culture. Now, this story is interesting because it's asking a question a lot of people have been dancing around for years. Why do black creators keep begging legacy institutions to validate a culture we built from scratch? That is the energy behind the World Hip Hop Awards, a global awards platform that says it wants to become a real homegrown honor system for hip hop culture. I hope it involves black people, because you never know, it might be something else. And honestly, I get the vision, because hip hop is one of the most influential culture forces on the planet. Music, fashion, film, sports, slang, politics, branding, technology, all of it has been touched by hip hop. And yet somehow the culture still gets packaged, exploited, sanitized, and sold back to us, while other institutions decide what counts as prestige. That is exactly what people like Godfrey were calling out when they questioned why black artists still chase validation from spaces that often overlook or misunderstand the culture in the first place. Now, the World Hip Hop Awards says it wants to change that. It is being positioned as a global platform that honors not just rappers, but DJs, breakers, graffiti artists, innovators, and the fifth element of hip-hop, knowledge. And I actually love that part, because too many people talk about hip-hop like it started and ended with record sales and drama. No, hip-hop was never just music. It was expression, resistance, creativity, storytelling, style, memory, and survival. The founder says the culture has lost its way a bit and needs to be reclaimed. I think a lot of people would agree with that because somewhere along the line, too much of hip-hop got reduced to branding deals, fake beef, algorithm bait, and whatever chaos it goes viral by lunchtime. So the mission sounds good. By my only side eye is this. Is this going to be hip-hop Grammys? Then it better actually belong to the culture and not become another shiny event where the same insiders play musical chairs with recognition while the grassroots gets ignored. And let's talk location. They're eyeing Dubai in 2027, though originally wanted Brooklyn. That tells you something too. Dubai is not where you want. There is slavery in Dubai. Don't let them fool you. They're showing you what they want you to see. Sometimes the black culture ideas get more support overseas than they do right here in the country where the culture was born. That is both sad and on brand for America. Still, if they can pull this off with integrity, it could be powerful because hip-hop does not need permission, but it absolutely needs protection, memory, and control over its own. For real it does, because this is just ridiculous. Now we're about to get into that story I told you, and actually it's good. The story I told you last week about the 12-year-old who died. A celebrity has actually stepped in to help with funeral costs. So I'm happy to give this next story. Just a moment. Let's see here now.
Ain't nobody got time for that.
Shaquille O'Neal to pay funeral costs for 12-year-old girl unalived in school bus fight speaks out. So 12-year-old Jada West died after a fight at a Georgia bus stop. And now a family is burying a child when they should be helping her pick out outfits, snacks, and middle school nonsense. According to reports, Jada got into an argument on the bus that continued after students got off. She collapsed near home after the altercation, was rushed to the hospital, fell into a coma, and later died. She was 12. That fact alone should stop everybody in their tracks. And while officials are still waiting on the final autopsy and have not officially determined the cause of death, the family says Jada had been dealing with bullying since transferring to the school earlier this year. That is where the story starts getting heavier, because too many schools love to wait until a child is dead, hospitalized, or viral before suddenly discovering the phrase, "We are deeply saddened." Oh, now you're saddened. Where was the urgency when the child was still alive? Where was the intervention when the bullying was allegedly going on? Where were the systems that are always being advised to parents as student support? Now, to be fair, the incident, give me a second here. The incident reportedly, I hate this. I really need my damn tablet back. Reportedly happened off school property and outside school hours. Fine. But if the conflict started on the bus and it involved students in the school ecosystem, then schools cannot just act like their responsibility ends at the curb. That is not how community works. The family also questions about how the other girl ended up on that bus in the first place, which suggests there may be some facts still coming. And now high-profile attorneys are involved, which means this is not going to end quietly. Also, Shaq has stepped in to cover the funeral expenses, which is a beautiful gesture. Truly, no parent should have to worry about burying their child and paying for it at the same time. And let me say this clearly. While generosity matters, it should never distract from accountability. But because a funeral paid for is not the same as a life protected. And too many black children are out here navigating bullying, violence, and adult-sized trauma while the grown folks responsible keep reacting like the damage is done. After the damage is done. Jada should still be here. That is the bottom line. It is so true. So very true. And then we're going to talk about another celebrity. I usually don't talk about this dude. He usually irritates me. But he actually did something nice. So let's talk about this too. And this is for the other group of people, the older folks that are, needing help. How the real Ricky Smiley stepped in to help a Miami woman scammed out of cash by a fake. I'm so glad for this. A woman named Denise Kinsler, who runs a longtime nonprofit, got scammed out of $1,200 after she believed she was talking to comedian Ricky Smiley online. The fake account promised her all kinds of help, a business loan, even event sponsorship, tuition support, even a VIP trip to Dallas with airfare and hotel covered. Now, on paper, that already sounds a little too magical, but scammers know exactly how to package hope. They study desperation, ambition, need, and trust. And if you are somebody trying to keep a charity going, looking for support, I can absolutely see how somebody offering help would catch your attention, especially if they send videos and make it look convincing. But then came this classic scam move: send money first. And that is where the whole thing went off the rails. They told her not to tell anyone, including her husband. You already should have known to tell somebody right then. And had her sending money through Cash App to names that were not even Ricky Smiley's. You should have stopped. That right there is always the telltale. Because anytime somebody says don't tell anyone, congratulations, you are no longer in a blessing. You are in a setup. Now, the bright side is the local radio. Give me a second. I really hate this. I'm almost done. Here you go. Now, the bright side is that the local radio stepped in and arranged for her to actually meet the real Ricky Smiley, which was sweet and human and probably healing on the same level. But let's be clear, she has not gotten her money back, and police are still investigating. And this kind of thing is everywhere now. Fake celebrity pages, fake blessing campaigns, fake grants, fake relationships, fake urgency, all designed to make people move quickly before they think clearly. So let this be a PSA for the people. If a celebrity is offering you millions, sponsorship, or a life-changing opportunity, and the first step involves you sending them money on Cash App, baby, that is not favor. That is a fraud. Please log off, call somebody you trust, and let another set of eyes look at that before you start funding your own heartbreak, for real. I always do that shit because I done had people talking about jobs, and they send me this whole pack. A whole packet through FedEx. I mean, they wasting money because as soon as they do that shit, I bring it to the bank. I don't be going to the bank to cash it, but I take it to the bank. I'm just saying. All right. Let's check this other story because everybody keeps talking about Essence. Essence Fest, Essence this, and all that other stuff. I hope this is good news, so check it out. It might be, I think it's the last celebrity thing because we running down. It's getting late. I have a lot of stories. Damn. Anyways, check it out.
Ain't nobody got time for that.
Teyana Taylor named Chief Curator of Essence Festival. You already know the vibes. So Teyana Taylor has been named the Chief Curator of the 2026 Essence Festival of Culture and slated for the July 4th weekend. Alright, so let's talk about something lighter because Essence Fest is loading up and black folks are already mentally packing outfits we cannot technically afford yet. Teyana Taylor has been named Chief Curator of Essence Fest, and honestly, that makes sense. If you want somebody to bring style, vision, edge, I'm not here for the boring. Teyana is right there. She's going to be helping shape the lineup and overall experience alongside her creative team, the Aunties. And I'm not going to lie, I do enjoy that name. The Aunties sound like the kind of women who will give you brilliance, a read, and a plan all in the same meeting. The festival is back in New Orleans this summer, running July 3rd through July 5th with the usual mix of concerts, daytime panels, shopping, beauty, food, black joy in 10 different textures. And the first wave of performers, yeah, they came to make some noise. Cardi B is making her Essence, her black, I'm all over the place. Where the hell was I? I hate when I can't find my damn speeches and stuff. There it is. Cardi B is making her Essence Fest debut, and that alone is going to have the building acting up. Then you got Brandy, Monica, Patti LaBelle, Kehlani, and Lotto. So this lineup is giving generations. It is giving vocals, energy, nostalgia, chaos, and at least one group of friends screaming, "This is my song," at the same damn time. Now what I like about Essence Fest is that it is not just a concert. It is one of the few spaces that still tries to center black culture in full. beauty, business, conversation, fashion, food, music, all of it. That matters because too often black culture gets broken into profitable little pieces for other people to sell back to us separately. Essence at least tries to keep the ecosystem together. Now, will everybody be happy with every choice? Of course not. Black folks can critique a lineup before breakfast and still buy the ticket by lunch. That is part of the tradition. But Teyana Taylor curating? That definitely adds intrigue. So if you were looking for an excuse to head to New Orleans, eat something reckless, catch a panel, buy too many products at the convention center, and then sing your lungs out at night, here you go. Essence Fest said, get dressed. I think I might do that. I might go back home for about 2 weeks. I gotta set some stuff up with my mom. Oh no, we got one more story, and this one's a little sadder. All right, so we're gonna keep moving. This next one is a little sadder. We're going to once again say goodbye to an ancestor. Showtime at the Apollo. Host Kiki Shepard dead at 74 from heart attack. That is sad. She's about my mom's age. Kiki Shepard, beloved co-host of Showtime at the Apollo, has passed away at 74 after suffering a massive heart attack. And if you grew up watching black television that actually felt like ours, then you already know Kiki was not just some woman standing next to the stage. She was part of the energy, part of the class, part of the reason the whole show felt iconic. She brought grace, charm, and the polished presence that made everything around her feel elevated. And Showtime at the Apollo was not just entertainment. The stage launched careers. The stage tested talent. The stage was a cultural proving ground. So when you talk about Kiki Shepard, you're talking about somebody woven into black entertainment history. But her career was bigger than one show. She hosted other programs and acted in series like A Different World, Grey's Anatomy, and Everybody Hates Chris. And then she even had Broadway credits. So this was a woman with range, beauty, brains, stage presence, discipline, all of it. And she was a Howard grad and a Delta too, which means excellence was clearly part of the assignment. Let me continue. Okay, here we go. Oh crap, I hate when it does that. All right. Now, something else I want to highlight is her advocacy. She used her public platform to support causes like sickle cell disease awareness, which matters deeply in black communities. And she stayed involved in health and education work over the years. That kind of legacy matters because too many people remember only for being visible. Kiki should also be remembered for being useful, compassionate, and committed. And since her death was caused by a heart attack, this story also opens the door to something we do not talk about enough. Heart disease in women, especially black women. Heart disease is the leading cause of death for women in the United States, not some rare thing. The leading cause, and black women are hit especially hard with high rates of hypertension, stroke, heart failure, and coronary artery disease. Chronic stress plays a role too, and black women know a whole lot about carrying stress like it's part of the dress code. So while we honor Kiki Shepard, let this also be a reminder. Excellence does not protect you from exhaustion. Success does not cancel out stress, and black women deserve care long before a tragedy forces the conversation. So rest in power, Kiki Shepard. So a beautiful presence, a cultural staple, and a reminder that black women have always helped hold the damn thing together. You will be missed, ma'am. We're going to keep going because, like I said, we're almost done. Birth control skepticism, teen fertility education centers stage at the Drumpf Women's Health Summit. His name shouldn't be nowhere near women. Seriously, nowhere near. I feel unsafe just for that. All right, so this is giving handmade adjacent with wellness filter. The Drumpf administration just held a national conference on women's health, and based on what came out of it, some of these people are way too comfortable using women's bodies as ideological group projects. Bitches. One of the biggest eyebrow raiser came from a doctor who said she started talking to girls as young as 8, 10, and 12 about whether they want children in the future as part of addressing infertility. 8 years old. Baby, an 8-year-old is still trying to figure out fractions, lip gloss, robo blocks, and whether she likes purple more than pink this week. And y'all are already trying to lay out fertility roadmaps? Please be serious. Now I understand the broader point. They were just trying to make... No, I don't. The people need more education about reproductive health, fertility, and how the body works. Fine. That part is valid. Women absolutely deserve better information. But there's a big difference between age-appropriate health education and putting adult reproductive expectations onto little girls like they're already behind schedule. And we are not doing child marriages. Fuck you. And then the conference got even more side-eye worthy. Panelists started criticizing hormonal birth control, with some doctors saying they personally did not like the use because of their values or cultural perspectives. And that's nice for them, but I guess. But birth control is not just used to prevent pregnancy. It's used to treat heavy bleeding like me, fibroids like me, endometriosis, possibly me, anemia, me, and a whole list of other issues that can seriously affect a woman's quality of life. So when people start acting like hormonal treatment is just some moral compromise instead of a legitimate medical tool, that's when things get dangerous. Now, especially when they start floating alternatives like cod liver oil and vitamin A while questioning it's more established treatments. You done lost your damn mind. Hell no. Woo, this is terrifying. Now, give me a second. I'm still trying to get this up here. Stop it, please. Now, I hate this. I wish I had touchscreen. Now, let's say this culturally, carefully. Nutrition matters. Gut health matters. Holistic approaches matter. But when the ideas start getting elevated in ways that undermine evidence-based care, especially a government-backed conference, folks have every right to be concerned. Because black women already deal with enough dismissal in healthcare, enough undertreatment, enough pain being minimalized, enough doctors not listening. We do not need fresh wave of ideology wrapped in wellness language making that worse. And yes, endometriosis is often diagnosed. Yes, doctors too often dismiss women's pain. That part is real. But the answer is to not start replacing science with vibes and values. Women deserve options. Women deserve truth. And women deserve informed care. Not a 3-day conference where some folks sound like they want to drag us backward with supplement bottles and a smile. Stay away from our kids, please. Please, stay away from the damn kids. This is ridiculous. And let me see, what's the next story? Yep, this one. This one is really sad too. So if you have young children, please pay attention to this one. Black children shouldn't die from cancer caused by capitalism. They should never. This is heavy, but it needs to be heard. A pediatrician wrote about the horror of learning over time, that so many black children showing up with cancer seem to come from the same place, Louisiana. I'm not surprised. And if you know anything about Cancer Alley, you already know where this is going. Cancer Alley is that stretch between Baton Rouge and New Orleans, packed with petrochemical plants and refineries where predominantly black communities have been breathing in toxic pollution for decades. They're making another one in Lake Charles. I don't know what you're talking about. And what that doctor realized first as a resident at St. Jude, then later through the science, is that this is not some random cluster of bad luck. This is environmental racism with a corporate logo on it. The chemical at the center of this particular warning is ethylene oxide, which is linked to cancers like leukemia, lymphoma. Give me a second. The EPA classified it as a carcinogen years ago. Louisiana was even called out over racial discrimination tied to pollution exposure in black communities. And what happened? Instead of rushing to protect the people, the system started acting like accountability was the real inconvenience. That is always the trick, isn't it? Black people are poisoned. Black children get sick. Families grieve, and the agencies, corporations, and politicians start debating process, permits, and profits that bodies don't count. The doctors described learning this while caring for children with cancer. Imagine that, taking care of babies who are fighting for their lives while realizing the places they came from may have helped cause that very illness that is now killing them. That is enraging. And it does not stop at cancer either. Ethylene oxide exposure also is linked to miscarriage, premature birth, low birth weight, and developmental harm. So this is not just about isolated diseases. This is about poisoning futures. And what makes it even worse, as if it could get any worse, or it can. And what it makes it even nastier is that a lot of these sacrifice zones sit on or near the very grounds where enslaved people once labored. So the land changed ownership and industry changed language. But black bodies are still being treated like they are expendable for somebody else's profit. That is the through line. This country keeps finding updated ways to make black communities absorb the cost of wealth creation. So, no, this is not some dry environment story for people who collect reusables, tote bags, and say unsanitary a lot. This is a black life story, a child health story, and a justice story. Because nobody should have to raise children in a place where the air itself might be helping with their obituary. That is sick and disgusting. Okay, so let's see here now. We got one last story, and then we're on to this. This is a mental health one. I was interested in it. I didn't realize I had so many stories, but let's continue. We're almost done. We got 3 stories left, I promise you. Let's breathe for a second. This next story is about soft life. And before anybody rolls their eyes, no, this is not just candles, matching pajamas, and pretending bills don't exist. This is about black women especially being told all their lives to be strong, hold everything together, save everybody, endure everything, and somehow do it with grace, while their nervous system is down in the basement crying. Enough. The idea here is March. The idea is that March, this weird in-between month where people start panicking about spring goals and productivity, can instead be a moment of soft life check-in, meaning how much of your life is built around peace and how much is it built around obligation. That is a real question because a lot of black women have been raised to function like emergency backup systems for everybody else. At work, in family, in friendship, in community. You become the person who remembers everything, fixes everything, absorbs everything, and still gets asked for one more favor like your spine is in federal infrastructure. No, ma'am. The experts in this piece were basically saying we need healthier boundaries, real rest, and fewer superwoman performances. One of the smartest points was the idea of asking yourself whether something is truly desired or just another thing you think you should do. That should will wear your ass out. I love the practical advice too. Slow mornings, screen-free time, scheduled rest stops. And give me a second here. Creating peaceful sensory environments and turning Sundays into reset days instead of anxiety rehearsal for Monday. That part is important because too many people treat rest like it has to be earned by almost dying first. No, rest is not a reward for collapse. It is maintenance. And for black women especially, choosing peace can feel radical because the whole world profits from us being overexerted. The system likes us tired, easier to use when you are too exhausted to question what you are carrying. So when this story says put the cape down, I felt that. Because you can be brilliant without burning out. You can be successful without constantly suffering. You can bloom without dragging every burden into the season. And maybe that is the real soft life. Not luxury for show, but peace on purpose. We definitely need it. All right, now this is my last commercial for the night. Like I said, it was a long night because it's 4 days. We're about to go ahead and get into what the hell animals are doing, the palate cleanser. So check this out. If you like what I'm doing, please like, share, subscribe, and get my word out. Here we go.
It's just me and the fam. 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 Yeah, yeah. It's just me and and the fam. See my little face, say that's my girl, that's my mascot. No one's go for hours and some hours till we pass out. Stay inside the house, turned up with them racks out. Stay inside the house, turned.
Good morning, I'm Erin Myers in Monrovia. A bear attacked a woman walking her dog in this neighborhood, and now they're trying to determine if it is the same bear that lives underneath the house here behind me. All those details coming up. And yes, we all see that bear off to the right side. We'll get back with Erin in just a moment. We all know California is now. Okay, let's go back to Erin Myers. We're going back now. Erin, what are you seeing out there? And be careful, please. Hi, you guys. You can see the bear actually walking into the trap, or no, it was going to. Now it's walking out. We're going to step back a little bit. Told by the man who lives here that this bear has been here for several months, and they do believe it has a baby that's also living in the house. So it's walking out this way. We may get back in the car depending on what it does, but right now you can see it here in the driveway. They say he usually or she usually comes out a couple times a day. And just hangs out in this neighborhood a lot. You can see her right there going up to the grass. And they don't know, I do want to say, they don't know if this was the bear that attacked the person walking. That woman did have her dog with her. The bear swiped her leg, told. She's going to be okay. But this is like around the 700 block of Oakglade Drive. And once again, this bear has been here for some time. Residents say they have seen it for quite a while, and you do see Fish and Wildlife here too. They are out here monitoring the situation. And guys, this is the second time I've had a bear show up on live TV with me before. So pretty close, but it is walking away from us. They are most likely trying to trap it. We don't know what they will do with the bear, or if they're going to be able to get the baby either. We haven't seen the baby with her, but the man who lives here, yeah, he tells us he has his dog here too. He doesn't let his dog in the backyard right now because of the bear. Oh, there we go. It's running into the yard because the car is coming. You can see going up that way. But there are quite a few bears in this neighborhood, people say. And we have seen a lot of people walking this morning, walking their dogs. You can hike in this area, a lot of people on bikes. So we're just going to keep monitoring the situation out here. It's behind the palms there. There you can see a little bit of it. But yeah, live, this is the first time we've seen it this morning, and the gentleman who lives in the home, yeah, been here for several months. First time, most of the neighbors here have told us that they've ever seen a bear actually attack somebody, but we don't know the circumstances with the dog, don't know the circumstances if the baby bear was nearby, so we are trying to get more information from Fish and Wildlife. We've reached out to their public information officers, and we've also reached out to Pasadena Humane as well to see what the plan would be for the bear if they do capture it. So we'll send it back to you guys on that for now. We can't see it right now, but yeah, live TV, breaking news right there with the bear. Second time I've had this happen. Yeah.
Erin, I'm just curious.
But it ignored us pretty much. It looked at us and then left.
Unbothered. That's good. Could you just tell us, because we see the bear trap from Fish and Wildlife. I don't know if we still have you, if we haven't, but we'll catch up with her later if not. Okay. We see their truck there. We saw that put the bear trap there, but where are the personnel physically? Are they seen still? Are they monitoring this on the street in the way that you are?
Someone was still in the car. Yes, there's somebody in the car keeping an eye on everything. We saw another person out here earlier with Fish and Wildlife. But yeah, they said they're pretty much monitoring the situation. And I will go up and talk to her after and see if they're going to put other people out here now that the bear is out and about, and see what their next steps are. And she's told us too to be careful and keep our distance, because that is what they recommend. Don't feed bears, keep your distance. If you do see one, don't run. They said walk back slowly away from it. If you can have trash cans, a lot of times they do like to go in the trash. The last time I had a bear on TV with me, that's actually what it was doing. It was behind us, getting in the garbage. So if you can get those bear safety bins, they recommend that too. But yeah, keep your distance. You saw it looked at us and then walked away.
Well, and I'm glad.
Cool. Not gonna go try to pet it.
We zoomed in, which makes the bear seem very close to you, but I'm glad viewers can see you are across the street from where that bear trap is, and the bear is now down the street. It's just the zoom.
We're right next to our
very close
too, so
all right there.
Big bear too. Big bear.
Couldn't have been me. Could not have been me. I wouldn't have stayed there. She's too damn calm for me. So apparently a KTLA reporter named Erin Myers was doing a live broadcast in a Monrovia neighborhood about local local bear activity when, because apparently timing is a comedian, a bear showed up right behind her. Yes, during the live shot, because apparently the bear wanted accurate coverage. Now, the wild part is this was not even her first bear interruption. That fucked me up when I heard her say that shit. What the hell? Do you have some kind of bear, like, perfume on? I heard they got some shit to, like, attract animals, but did you accidentally put it on? This means at this point, she and the local wildlife basically have recurring on-screen chemistry. She was out there talking about bear encounters, traps, and had been set in the neighborhood, and the boom, and here comes a whole actual bear emerging near a garage trailer like, y'all discussing me? Carry on. And to her credit, Erin kept her cool, described what was happening, and maintained a safe distance, which is more than I can promise for myself, because I would have instantly been unemployed on live television. I'd have quit. Yeah, I would have. I'd have been home by the time that damn bear turned around. I'd have been home. For real. I'd have got in the car. Fuck y'all. I'm out. Now, the broader reason this was news is because the bear had already been a real incident nearby involving a woman walking her dog. And the wildlife officials later confirmed that the bear was captured and euthanized. So he gone. So behind the funny visual of bear crashes broadcast, there is still a real neighborhood safety issue happening. But I'm not going to lie, the image alone is hilarious. Because only in local news can somebody calmly setting up a serious story and nature just strolls into frame like an unpaid guest star. And honestly, that bear had better stage presence than some people with publicists. Still, shout out to the reporter for keeping it professional, because that kind of composure while a whole bear is freelancing behind you is not in everybody's job description. Hell no. For me personally, I'd have moved out the whole state. She's sitting up there talking about this is not the first time. My ass. And once again, I'm telling you, these animals up to shit, because what did the bear is moved under the house. There he is in the back. Moved under the house. So now they're moving into our neighborhoods. You telling me that I have an issue, right? But I'm serious. I was right when I said it the first time. These motherfuckers are planning shit. Animals moving into our damn neighborhoods. All right now. All right, in our last story, turkeys on the track delay Staten Island train twice in 2 hours. Man, and then they got a law that you can't get rid of these motherfuckers. Please. I'd have made some damn turkey pies. Twice. Let me get to the script, because this is ridiculous. So now, wild turkeys managed to interrupt train service twice in under 2 hours on the Staten Island Railway. Twice. Which means somewhere in Staten Island, a group of turkeys really woke up and said, you know what? Let's disrupt the infrastructure. They chose violence, in my opinion. Them motherfuckers woke up and chose violence. The first incident happened around 2:30 in the afternoon near Old Town Station, when the birds were spotted on the tracks. Then after train horns blasted enough times, they finally scattered. But clearly that was not enough drama for one day, because around 4 p.m., more turkeys, or maybe the same crew running a loop, showed up near St. George and did it again. What the hell's wrong with you? Now, I know this is funny, and it is, deeply, because on Staten Island, only on Staten Island can you get delayed by birds with no concept of urgency and apparently no fear of public transportation. I'm telling you, I seen them walking in the middle street of Roxbury, not a damn flinch. But what really takes me out is that this is not even new. Now, this is new for me. I didn't know it was new. But there was already a wild turkey photograph blocking an MTA bus in February. So at this point, these turkeys are not lost. They are local. And the backstory makes it even more ridiculous. Staten Island's wild turkey population is believed to trace back to a few pet turkeys that got released in 1999. Man, y'all need your ass whooped. Who the hell wants a pet turkey? They are not good pets. Have you seen them? They're kind of ugly. Shit. See, this is why you cannot just be out here setting animals free without a plan. Because now, decades later, their descendants are out here holding up buses and trains like they pay taxes and have scheduling authority. And honestly, there is something almost inspirational about the level of unbotheredness. They ain't got no fear, timetable, no concern for commuters trying to get home, just feathers, audacity, and civic disruption. So if you were on Staten Island Monday and your train was late, please know it was not a signal trouble, mechanical issues, or some major emergency. It was turkeys. Just regular, feathery chaos agents reminding New Yorkers that public transit is never fully under human control. Them motherfucking bastards, I swear to God, I'd have killed all of them bastards. God dang turkeys. And that's it for the news. I'm glad if you hung with me. If you did not understand, I'm going to go ahead and cut these up. Thank y'all as always. If not for y'all, I would be nothing. As always, again, please hit the like button, the share button. Come on and help me make a community. Because if I get enough people, I'm going to start panels so we can talk about this shit. Because I need more opinions about what the hell's going on around us. And once again, I still don't know who the hell Bubba is. And I'm not letting that shit go. You know who the hell we talking about when we talking about Bubba. That damn orangutan in the White House. But anyways, I love y'all. Good night. And take care.
I can't stay. No, I always gotta go. Playing house to stay home with my soul on the road. I can't stay. No, I always gotta go. Playing house to stay home with my soul on the road.
Shit, I forgot.